Afternoon, welcome to the Toon review, where I'm going to bring you the watch-along, the Newcastle United versus Afc Bournemouth game at St James's Park this afternoon at 3 o'clock. A very crucial game for Newcastle United, a chance for us to get back to winning ways, despite us only being beaten once this season. I haven't won since the first game of the season, so it's a massive, important game for us to get back to where we need to be. I do have some team news. Before we do that, if you do like what you see, please give us a like on the video, hit the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to us also and get more of our great content that we give you throughout the week. And added to that is the option of becoming a member, where you pay a monthly fee each month and get kind of entered into draws and that kind of thing, and that for your money. And super chats are also available if you hit the $sign and contribute whatever you fancy. It's all hugely grateful. We're grateful for it. Appreciate everything you can give us. And if you do that, it's fantastic. And that'll improve the channel also by getting stuff, equipment, and stuff that we need. But yeah, that's what we're here for today, is the watch along. We shall give you some team news, which I've just received because I've been kind of busy. But here's the team Newcastle play, and it's the team that I feared he'd play in our preview on Thursday night, which is Pope starting, captain Kieran Trippier, Sharp Burn, Matty Target left back. Bruno is back, which is great news. And he's kind of both sides. Willock on the right, Joe Linton on the left of him. Up front, Almiron, Isaac. And this is a selection I'm not happy with, but this is the one I thought he would go with. It's Ryan Fraser on the left. No space for Elliot Anderson in the team. And indeed, not even on the bench today. Must be an injury there, I'm guessing. But Burns in, Botman's on the bench today. So, that's a couple of changes made. So that the subs are Karius, our new signing. Botman, Lascelles, Matt Ritchie against his old club. Jamal Lewis makes a welcome return to the bench, which is good news. Manquillo also on the bench. Chris Wood, Jacob Murphy, and Sean Longstaff. So no Elliot Anderson at all, which I'm assuming is an injury. We always expect him to play. But if he's not injured, it's quite disappointing. So that's the Newcastle side. Bit controversial, I guess, but we don't know the reasons why this has been picked. But here's the Bournemouth team. I was going to say Portsmouth then for some reason. They go with Neto in goal, Cook, Mepham, Lerma, Solanke. This is obviously a numbered formation, not in positional formation. Christie, Smith, Tavernier, Senesi, Billing, and Zamora. And on their bench, they have Travers, Stevens, Marcondes, Stacey Lowe, I should say, Stanislas, Siriki, Moore, and Anthony. So no room for Kiefer Moore in their side. He's kind of dangerous. So they're playing with just Solanke up front and maybe Christie supporting him and Tavernier on either side. But yeah, that's the Bournemouth side selected by Gary O'Neill, the new manager. We'll take some comments. We'll go right to the top and see how many we get down with people in the house. Firstly, we'll get Optimal Forage on. He's in Japan, and he's sent us 500 yen. Very kind of him. And he says, "Buy yourself a pie, mate. Optimal, you're a genius. You're a scholar. Good man. Thank you. We appreciate that." First one we've got here. How's it going, Toon review family? Looking forward to 5-0 today. Hopefully, don't get stitched up by VAR or bent referee decision, and get a good feeling about today. Though, respect, belief for the number one commentary. Cheers, mate. Tom's at St James's Park. He's good afternoon from St James's Park. Bruno starts. Let's hope it's good afternoon indeed. Michael's in the house. He says hi to. I'll say it might be a 9-0 to us. That's very confident. Excuse me. Jock says 3-1 to the Toon. Catch you when it starts. Absolutely. Optimal says, I always have a lie. We'll try to stay up, but I'm suffering from the old COVID. We'll get yourself better soon. Optimal Forager. Not a nice thing to have. I've never had it yet, so I can't really say a lot. But and he says, hope everyone else is well, despite him being bedridden with COVID. Well, not bedridden, but just deal with it. He also says, reckons it'll be a scrappy game and we'll prevail 1 or 2-0. He also says, and Modern in the house, Gary, who's with his grandkids today, but he's still steadfastly come on and help us with the modern department. Good afternoon, Billy. Good afternoon, everyone in the chat. Thumbs up. Please keep comment respectful. No all caps or duplicate posts. Please no spoilers. Wait for Billy to call a score. Yes, I may well be behind you in the time. So I will tell you when we start and synchronise the clocks if you like. and you can go with us, and you'll know when I do, when things happen. Also, please do not ask for links to the game. Anyone who does will be blocked straight away. Craig says Anderson injured. Don't know, mate. Don't know. Trulls in the house. How are you, Trulls? Hope you well, mate. Making with Master. All 11 minutes to sign Botman, then he's dropped after a couple of starts. Baffling. It's odd. But he must think that Burns more suited. I don't know. I don't understand it. Just don't understand it at all. Maybe he wants to keep him fit for the internationals. I'm not sure. Dropped after a couple of starts. Absolutely. How is Max not fit yet? Well, because he's not fit. Simple as that. Don't know why, but I'm a bit nervous. The game says Trulls. No need to be more nervy, mate. We should have plenty in hand to beat Bournemouth, but we'll see. Trulls says, I have a feeling Fraser will get a free kick or two, indeed. Would love to see Anderson take Willock's spot in the team, wrong side of the pitch for Anderson, and he's more of a winger than a midfield player also. And Willock's been playing quite well actually this year, so Trulls sort of thinks it's injury to Anderson more than everything. I think so. Hope so. Baz, hi Baz in the house. I'm nervous for every game we play, especially when we haven't got our first 11. Well, we're getting closer to it, aren't we? And let's be honest, he's not picked Botman, which is his own choice, so he is fit on the bench. I hope he's back next game, Trulls. We really miss Maxi, absolutely. We've got a couple of weeks now, haven't we? We'd like to see Fraser out Anderson in, but he's not even on the bench. And Gary prefers Fraser on the left, he's honest. And Trulls prefers Fraser on the left side of the bench. At least Bruno is back to making back to indeed he is. Stu's in the house, Yo, Trulls, Melson, everybody in the chat. Well, lads, Toon, Black and White Army. And we also have Trulls again. If VAR messes up again, I'll be furious. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. They should be right on the toes today after what's happened to us the past few weeks. Let's be honest, if there's any more of this, people will start. I mean, we've already started asking questions, but I think more people higher up the spectrum in neutral positions, in media positions, surely they're going to start asking questions if it keeps going on. Edward Gaunt's in the house. Hi, Edward. Anderson not in or on the bench. I know it's strange that it must be an injury. Tony Hunt's in the house. Stu saying hello. Hi, Stu. How you doing, buddy? And of course, his catchphrase, Bruce out. And Bruce is a mere half a mile from me today at the CBS Stadium, where West Brom take on Coventry in what's can only be described as a relegation 6-pointer this early in the season, which is strange saying that. But both sides would predict to do quite well. But of course, Coventry have only played away games until the other way. They played one home game. That'll be okay. But then Jock saying afternoon to me. Andrew's in the house. Hi, Andrew. Julie J's here. Hi, Julie. I like coffees here. Stu's glad to see Bruno back in the side. John's back doors here. Evening, guys. Hopefully for a winner, indeed. Andrew DB's here. Well, he said that, haven't I? Feel a bit sorry for Anderson. Yeah, I do. But it's just unfortunate, I guess, that he's either injured or he's not been picked. The silky voice for Puerto Rico, Francisco's here. Good morning, Billy. Chatting mods. Cheers from the stormy Caribbean. Massive game today. Looking forward to awesome commentary. Yeah, it's kind of hurricane season down that neck of the woods, isn't it, at the minute? Be safe, mate. Stay safe. Barbara's here over in Ireland. Hi, Billy. Looking forward to your fab commentary. Thank you, Barbara. Smashed it in the Toon 5-0. No Anderson gutted. How does Murphy steal a living as a footballer? Well, according to Twitter last night, he was stealing something, but horrible tweet last night put out by a certain person who said that Jacob Murphy had a car crash and died. That person wants shoving off Twitter. If you see the tweet, report the person that wrote it. It's been deleted now, but just a horrendous tweet, and glad to sent it. Said people saying hello to everyone. Mansell Hansel's here. Billy Bob, hope you're well. A little pissed off Anderson is in the quad. There is no, we don't know why at the minute. That bench apart from Botman is shocking, says make you a master. Anderson injured in training, says Steve. So that would be a good explanation for it. Wes is here. Hello all. Big up, Billy lad. Cheers, Wes. Barbara says, shit team. Hope he's not doing Bournemouth a favour. Shane's here from Australia. Bruno and Isaac together has got me excited. This team is more than good enough to dispose Bournemouth. I tend to agree with you. Goatfella says, hello, Billy. Hello, chat. I like coffee says, did you see that Kung Fu foul on Green? I didn't. I haven't seen any scores today. I don't know how the early game went or anything like that. But we should just have a quick check. I know it's not very professional, but it's nice to know what's happened in the games earlier. Man City beat Wolves, which is a 3-0. And Collins did the tackle on Grealish. Yeah, I haven't seen it, no. Terry's in the house. Hi, Terry. Hope you're well. Keith's also here from the stateside. That bench looks like a Steve Bruce bench. I'm guessing injuries has kind of dictated that. Liam's here. Gutted about Fraser starting. Yeah, well, as I said, we've heard since, or someone's told us, that Elliot got injured in training, but we don't know that for certain. We're 18.5 minutes from kickoff. We'll have a look at the first stream in about 5 minutes. Jackson says 3-0 to the Toon. KBN UFC 73 in Belfast says, good afternoon, Billy. Looking forward to your brilliant, fast-track, fabulous, riveting commentary of our great team. Away lads from Belfast. Cheers, matey. 2-0 says, I like coffee. Isaac and Wood. Jim Pov's here. Hi, Jim. Hope you well, buddy. Garrett's also here. Good afternoon, Billy. Feeling positive for a Toon win. Turpy says, good to see Bruno back. Shane Max isn't fit enough for the bench. 3-0 to the Toon. Isaac, Brace, and Willock. Jim Pov says 3-0 win. Come on the Toon. Yeah, that'd be good. Carl's here from my neck of the woods. Fish to be subbed for Murphy. Second half is my bet. Heavy chance. Facebook user, no, that is. Afternoon, Billy. I want to see a fab performance from the lads 5-0. I'll settle for that too. Jack44, how's it going, Billy? Really well, thank you. Troy's asking Gary about his health. He's a lot better, so he says. Malcolm says, all right, Billy, look forward to a good game. Fingers crossed, a winning game too. Indeed. And he's happy about Gary being better. I may well be behind you. Well, that's a scary thought, says Tony. Pensha lads here in the house. Afternoon, Billy 3-0 to the Mags. Isaac 2 and Bruno 1. And he says the only reason I can think of is how I expected Keith Moore start and started Burns to combat that. Yeah, that could be about right, Annie. Stu says, I hope the lads are hungry and we can get a nice big victory today. Indeed. Jim's pleased that Bruno's back, so we all, I think that's a... Martin says, let's have a great performance for today. 5-0 thriller. I'm talking of thriller. I'm talking of the man that sung it. The usual post when Annie's in. Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Oh, dear me. Never gets old. Retro Andy says, hope Bruno demolishes Bournemouth today. Gary Court, don't forget to that like button if you're new to the channel and consider subscribing. On the road to 15k. We love you all for coming on our channel, watching and subscribing. You're all part of what is known as the Toon Review family, all for 114. Toon fan says, I hope we give them real stuff today. 5-0 to the Toon. Jack says, Anderson not even on bench disappointed without, yeah, well, Steve says there. West injured in training. Oh, West Brom and Coventry today. All right. They're away at Norwich. They've got them soon. Coventry's got West Bromwich album soon for certain. That's why it's a quote round here. However, if there's a game up here, there's no difference. So I'm about 800 metres from the ground. But how do you think Isaac will do? I'm hoping really well. But one can never say until the game starts. David Smith's here. Good afternoon, Billy. Mods and all fellow suffers with the sad affliction of loving Newcastle. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Only one player with real quality on the bench. We need 2 more windows. Yeah. That player on the bench shouldn't be in the bench, should he? He should be in a team, shouldn't he? So let's be honest. We're 15 from kickoff. We'll start looking for stuff in a minute and going through the thing. Gary Douglas is here. Hi, Gary. Hope you're well. Roach is in the house also. Afternoon, Billy. I'm looking forward to the match. 3-0 to the Toon. He's up to and Bruno. Blaze is here. A big win for us today. 4-0. He's saying. Rafa's 420's here. Ken Robinson's here. Hi, Ken. Hi, Billy. Hope you're in good fortune, screaming all the goals we scored today. So, my Billy, I'll be okay once we get started. Shane says, good afternoon, Billy. After a hard week of rehab on the Achilles, good game ahead. So, feet up and 4-0. He's saying, well, I hope you're recuperating well, mate. And that Achilles is getting stronger and stronger. Because that's a horrible part of your body to hurt, is that Achilles. Les Hates here. Hi, Billy and Mods in the chat. Andrew says, I agree. I like coffee. The red calf challenge versus Grealish was deserved. I can't see how Wolves players could moan. Well, they do, man, don't they? We saw that the other week when we played Wolverhampton Wanderers, a very miserable, bitter and twisted side. And it was poetic justice when we scored that equaliser so late on. Which I have to say was given Sky Sports Premier League Goal of the Month. So well done to Maxi for that. And of course, Save of the Month was from our Nick Pope also. So we've cleaned up on them awards. £4.49 from Martin Watson, super sticker. Thanks, mate. Really appreciate that. It's very generous of you. Thanks ever so much, buddy. Do appreciate it. Stuart says, why people always going on about Willock? Don't know. Don't understand. How do you think Isaac will do? That's the second time you said that. I think we'll do okay, mate. Maker Master, I don't think it'll be easy as people are thinking. Maybe not. Once we broke them down, we'll be fine. Sean Collins says, Isaac first goal 2-0. Alan Liddle thinks 4-0 to Newcastle. Gary's just reiterated he's head of the game. Gary, as always, he's got his eyes everywhere, mate. No duplicate post, please. Jordan's in the house. Hi, Jordan. Nice lime screen. The reason why I've got a lime screen, mate, is because I put a picture on it. All this green stuff becomes see-through, and you can see through the screen, which ain't good, really. It doesn't very, very, very nice. I've actually forgot about Wood. Just shows what kind of impression he has given, says Charles. Jordan says hello to everyone. And he says Bruno's kin magic. He's indeed. Well, I don't know if that's some kind of Scandinavian. I don't know if it's Finnish or Norwegian or whatever, but I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it. But welcome to you, David. Tom's in the house. Is in this question will get asked 100 times. Can I watch it anywhere? Match the day tonight, or you can just stay with us. Please don't ask for links. 5-0 says Stu. Is Anderson injured? He is, apparently. We don't know for sure, but someone in the chat has said he is. Good morning, Billy and everyone. 4-0 says Richard. Tim says we're riding the black and white Tigers today, lads and lasses. 3-0 to the Toon. We have to win today. Up in Mags. I say 3-1 win. Under Ashley, we're riding the black and white snail. Gets old, very old, almost ancient, on about the smooth criminal stuff. Under Ashley with the black and white snail, said Tony. David says in the Shields Gazette, Elliot picked up a knock. Right, indeed. Okay, there's just one thing I've got to do before we go any further. I am still with you. Okay. I've got to try and do something, but I can't at the minute. And to do it, I'll have to come out of the stream, which ain't good. And which is that? I need to move that screen a little bit. And then we have to find HTL Kendo. However, lads, 3-0, he says. What have I done to my paw? Nothing, mate. Nothing at all. Just got top underneath. It's a bit chilly today for some reason. Going for 2-0, and we'll have 4 chalked off by VAR. Let's see what we can find here before we go any further. Okay, nothing there as yet. But there is here. So we'll stick with that and see what comes about it. Mansell Hansel says, hopefully Isaac gets a hat-trick. Bruno gets a brace and Byrne gets a bullet header. Away the lads, indeed. Don't know why people are giving Willock and stick when he's playing much better. It's Fraser. He's not even good enough for the bench. I think Eddie can be a bit too loyal to Fraser. Nice lad, but not good enough. Yes, this is true. Indeed. Hope we can win today, but I always put a bet on against us to cushion the blow. If the worst happens, says Tony T, and the revenge of the Crumpet Man. Interesting username. Northumberland Geordie 3-2. Listening to you on my Sun Lounger in Benidorm. Well, that sounds fantastic, mate. I hope you don't bump into Madge and the rest of the crew in the Solana Hotel. Carl says, big hello from Scotland, 4-0 today. How are the lads? Tony says, sorry, it's your shirt, I thought you had a cast on. Yeah. Toon said a mess. Annie says, Siriki Dembele off the bench in the second half for Bournemouth against a potentially tired defence will be a huge threat. We've got plenty of defenders on the bench, haven't we, Annie? We've got pace of Lewis, we've got Botman on the bench, even Mankio, even Jamal. You know, she says everything about my Cash's here was absolutely lifting. He will go down in history as our worst owner by far. I wonder if we can do it this way. Yes, indeed. Mark thinks 3-0. Andrew says 2-0 I reckon today. Similar pattern to the Forest game. Yeah, it took us a while to break them down, didn't it? So let's hope we can do that pretty early today. And I think the goals will flow after that. Tony Hunch, I think 3-1. Isaac Brace. Geordie Lad says, I defo 3-0 to win today. However, the mighty Mags. Stephen says, I was watching some of the shows the other day when you were talking about the England squad. I honestly believe in Daddy how with that squad we would have won the Euros. Southgate is clueless. I'm not tend to agree with you, Stephen. I think you're quite right. Bournemouth are wearing a train strip today, by the way. They've got the blue shorts on. And red does not clash with yellow and black and white stripes. I'm sorry. This is important. Don't ask for links, please, from Gary. And just another reminder before kick-off, no spoilers. Thank you, guys. Clarky 927's here. Hi, Billy. Hi, mate. Adam S. Going to be a big win for us today. 6-0 for the lads. Away the lads. Toon Black and White Army thinks we can get a few goals. Stuart Curtis believes. This is someone on Facebook. Good afternoon, Billy in the mods. He's hoping we have an absolute fiesta of goals this afternoon. Bournemouth need that many points for survival. They're going to need snookers in Storymore, man. I think I know who that is now. Ian Storymore. What a crap player he was. Big blonde-haired fellow, isn't he? 4-2 says Liam. Have you less mods? Seem to have. There's a few on holiday and a few back. So Gary's telling you now. Yeah, some on holiday, a couple of them, and they're back tomorrow. Sam's Night Doves in the house. The White Lads and Lasses made at home. Justin Tom, you have indeed. And Rabin Wahid, which one will win? We're hoping Newcastle. We think Newcastle. Jimmy Jones in the house. Afternoon all. Terry Cook's here. Good afternoon, everyone. Jason in his new name's here. Doesn't fool anybody. Afternoon, Billy, and everyone. Guess who? Yes, we know. We know. We all saw the Twitter post yesterday. Jason, no longer a Newcastle United podcaster. He's got on to gaming stuff now. He'll be missed, I think, but no longer doing Newcastle United podcast. But he's here to watch the game with us today with a bit of luck. NJ says, I'm not sure why Almond is not playing the left wing. I think he can be very effective there. He can cross with his left. He can indeed. He's left-footed. He cuts inside every time. V's here. Hi, V. I hope you're well. I don't know who this is. Did the match start? No, it hasn't started yet. About 5 minutes. Players are actually in the tunnel. $5 super chat from Francisco. Apparently, the US TV transmission will show the tribute to the Queen. Thanks for the well wishes, Billy. 412 us. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it, mate, as always. He's got ridiculous plays, Billy. I've seen him in the flesh, and it's stupid. Must be a reason why he's not playing then. Gary's saying hi to V. Everyone's saying hi to V. And clapping Francisco. Stuart. Because I hope our lads stamp their authority on the game straight away, and we should have no problems. Let's roll back the years, shades of the entertainers. I'm just going to do something 1 minute. Just got to do one thing, and I'll be with you. That worked then. Annie says Andy Carroll on the bench. Of course, we're having a minute silence here. So we will, both teams are surrounding the centre circle. Amanda Staveley and the Bournemouth owner, I believe that must be, are putting flowers in the middle of the pitch. Amanda, resplendent in black, the Bournemouth owner, whoever he may be, they're both joining their players on the edge of the centre circle for this minute silence. People clapping them for doing that. But the whole ground will fall silent now in tribute to Queen Elizabeth II, of course, who sadly passed away 8-9 days ago. And the players have started the minute silence now, so we'll join with them. Well, actually, they've started now. It seemed to be silent before that, but the crowd impeccably obeying this minute silence of thought and respect to the Queen. Stadium is full, and yet you can hear a pin drop inside it. Mayor Dad in shot at the moment in the stands. Fans and players and club officials united in grief for Queen Elizabeth II. Ex-servicemen now in the crowd holding up a Union flag, but it's been impeccably observed. Well done, Newcastle United and Bournemouth supporters. An eerily silent minute there. Very respectful. Players still around the centre circle for some reason. But the fans are singing, so we will kind of... Andy Carroll's on the bench for Reading. Mr. 10K says 3-0 to the Toon, he thinks. Ian Skinner's here. I just want to hear the side look hungry. Oh, they're actually singing the national anthem actually now, so I do apologise for... I'm not being disrespectful for interrupting. Stephen says, always glad to watch your watch alongside Billy. Top quality. 3-1-2-1 win. Isaac with the first... Isaac, sorry, I must stop saying Isaac. Isaac with the first goal. Toon manager, Toon Munger, Woodlawn. We better start for this Newcastle United. Yes, absolutely would. This one today, you'll have a bit of a struggle with Maxi, but you still pick Robert ahead of Maxi. Wonderfully sang anthem also by the crowd inside St James's Park. Samsonite is being said hello to. Should be winning convincingly against teams like Bournemouth. No disrespect to them, but it'll be a bit worried if we don't get 3 points. Something wrong. Get the first goal, then we can score a load. Says Stuart. Tony T and the Revenge of the Crumpet Man will still missing our attacking options up front. Half time, we will be joined by Alex, hopefully, for his impressions of the first half. And at full time also. Gary Armstrong, all the way from New Zealand. Kia ora, Billy, from your New Zealand fans. Kia ora, back to you, Pally. Hope you're well. Keith says, have you got your goal celebrations ready? No, the no rehearsals going on in this house. The two captains are in the middle of the park. Amanda and the Bournemouth owner, we moved their floral tributes to the Queen. And I've walked off the pitch together. Amanda's smiling. And the toss is about to be made in the middle of the park. We can see Bruno Guimaraes in shot at the moment, looking fit and well. A key part of the Newcastle side. So no, there's no rehearsals. Whatever happens. Paul says, afternoon, all hope of a good game. Players should be raring to go after a couple of weeks since the last game. Byrne thinks Byrne will score today. Not possible. Bournemouth players are doing a huddle. Anderson does have a knock apparently, Brian. Greetings from South Africa from Keith. And you too, Pally. Carl can't see Bournemouth scoring 5-0, he thinks to us. Everyone's saying hello to each other again. Mary's here. Hope you're well. My brother Paul is flying out to live in the Philippines. I'm having one of those days. He's been a light in my life, big inspiration. Yes, we know you're very close, you and Paul. I hope you visit each other regularly, because you sound like you've got a fantastic brotherly sisterly relationship, and credit to you for that. Well, kickoff's about to be taken, so we'll leave you this one, as it should be for Her Majesty Long Live the King, RIP, Your Majesty. Kickoff's been taken. That's it. We've started the game. The ball's with Dan Burn. Newcastle United attacking the Gallagate, I believe, first half. So the players have switched round. Dan Burn has it currently, and he's squared it here to Fabian Schär. Back to Dan Burn. There's a little bit of pressure from the Bournemouth forwards out to Matt Targett. Looks for Fraser down the line aerially. Not going to get to him. It's cut out with Smith. Adam Smith has it now. He's robbed well there by Joe Linton, and Fraser can run, and when he has done, been chased by Lerma. The cross comes in, looking for Isaac. Cleared away. Will be a corner, I think. No, it's kept in by Lerma and hoofed away. Dan Burn will win this header ball. He heads it for Fraser in the air. Smith beats him in the air and nods it out for a throw into Newcastle, about 10 yards away from the ball with penalty area on the left-hand side. Target takes. Balls come inside. I've got no clock on the game, guys, by the way. Ball's back here with Schär, down here to Trippier. Trippier beats one man, floats the ball, looking over the top. He's overhit that. And the Bournemouth defender, Mepham, will let it go back to the keeper, Neto. And he picked it up. Neto wearing the number 13. We do have a clock. It's 1 minute 10 in. The hashtag was covering it. He rolls it out. There's a bit of pressure there, but they play through it. And now it's actually this very confusing to pick. You know, they're wearing a light blue top, and it's much more similar to our black and white stripes than what the red would be. It's like a grey top. And so it's hard to pick out their players. But I'll do my best. Eddie Howe has changed out of his suit into a tracksuit. At the moment, Willock played the ball, looking for Isaac. Doesn't come off. Joe Linton pressurises. The ball goes back to Neto. He can't pick this up. Joe Linton carried the pressure, but he's just hit it long. Looking for Solanke through the middle. But the ball goes back to Nick Pope. He'll look to play a pass out to Dan Burn and does so. He can then pass it square to Matt Targett in the sunlight over on the far side. Now Dan Burn again, and now Matt Targett again. There was a bit of pressure here from Bournemouth, but Dan Burn clears it long now, looking for the head of Isaac, who jumps, gets a flick to it, and knocks it down. Ryan Fraser's come inside. He's made a good run here. Wide here for Miggy Almiron. Almiron ball inside, looking for Willock. Back it goes to Almiron. First time cross with his right foot. It's actually Trippier. Doesn't quite clear the man at the back post, and Bournemouth can now clear on there down there, right-hand side. Smith does finally complete the clearance, but a nice early start, positive start from Newcastle. And we have the ball in our own half now with Fabian Schär, and down here for Kieran Trippier. Sunlight is kind of covered a little bit at St James Park, but the clouds have obviously come over it now, and I can see better. Ball down the line for Fraser. He gets it. Nice ball inside for Joe Linton. He's going to look for a ball here for Kieran Trippier, and Kieran Trippier has it. He has Miggy out wide, gives it Miggy, doesn't go on the overlap. Instead, the ball comes back inside to Willock. Willock has it again. He'll play it square for Bruno, and Bruno now has it. And my TV just died. Wow, amazing. That's weird. Really weird. Give me 2 seconds, folks. We'll have this back on again.
The actual colour peach, yes. 8.8.
Sorry about this. Really do apologise. Can't help this, unfortunately. Do apologise for this. My electric just packed into my TV. Just literally stopped. But I've had to do a bit of jiggery pokery to get it back on. Unbelievable. Sorry about this. I do apologise. We'll hopefully have it back on any second. It shouldn't take too long now. We'll take a few comments while we're waiting for this. Unbelievable. Chesley's in the house, apparently. The tiny screen in the leagues is a joke. Yeah, you're right, it is. We're in trouble here. I've had the mic off for the last 10 minutes. Sorry about this. Oh, dear me. Today. Fabian Schär has it. Ball through the middle to Bruno Guimaraes. Back to Fabian Schär. Amazing I was commentating with no mic on there. Unbelievable. Anyway, the ball is with Foreign Fraser, far side. Joe Linton has it. He's got Target overlapping and gives it to Target. Fraser's wider than him. He gives it to Fraser. Fraser takes a touch, looks for a cross inside. Yeah, no one attacking the ball. Certainly not Isak, who should have been. It was a corner of the 6-yard box for him to go at and decided not to go for it. 11 minutes on the clock, no goals still. And Bournemouth have it. Foot in from Target, wins the ball back, and now it's with Bruno Guimaraes. First time ball, looking for the winner. Isak slightly overhit, and Neto manages to get to it first. Newcastle have the ball, and it's not. Schär nods it away. It's going to be a goal kick to Bournemouth, but a positive start from Newcastle so far, I'd say. 11 minutes on the clock, almost 12 minutes, in fact. Eddie Howe's taking notes down. Of course he is. That's what he does. He's very studious, very learned. Newcastle has a free kick, in fact. Must have been a foul on Schär when he headed the ball. But we have a free kick. We're about 15 yards into the Bournemouth half on the right-hand side of centre. Kieran Trippier's over it. Bit of jostling in the box. The ball goes into the box. Looking for there's a foul there, surely. Punching Neto. There's no one in goal. And Newcastle don't capitalise. Bruno Guimaraes plays it for Trippier. He's going to look for a cross to the far post. No, he goes short for Willock and now square for Bruno. Bruno then comes back down the bottom here for Miggy. Back inside for Bruno. Ball for Miggy down the line. Great winning for Miggy. Could have a shot. Hits it with his right foot. Very weak cross yet again. Straight to a Bournemouth defender. They can get rid of it now. There is a bit of pressure from Joe Willock, though, on the left back. But it's finally cleared. And I think Pawson's given a free kick. Craig Pawson, of course, referee today. Free kick in there. Left back area. But again, a nice bit of spell of pressure from Newcastle United. Miguel Almiron was in the box. Was there a foul in here? VAR looking at this, I don't think there will be. It's a trip. It's an accidental trip. Might have even been off his own player. Dan Burn went down. Good delivery from Trippier. Oh, I don't know if it isn't. Interesting. I don't think VAR will be looking at it, though. Well, they stopped for some reason, so I guess they must be looking at it, but I don't think they're going to give a penalty for that. It's a free kick to Bournemouth. The left back leaves it to Tavernier for Neto to take. From the left back position, he's going to kick this as far down the pitch as he can, probably looking for Billing or Solanke. There he goes, down the pitch it goes. Schär's into it, he gets a little shove, but manages to get his head on it and nod it back to Dan Burn. Dan Burn leaves it for Nick Pope. There was a foul in there from Billing again. That's 2 in about 3 minutes. Newcastle take a free kick. Wide it goes to Matt Target. Matt Target will look for Ryan Fraser. There's Fraser there. Back he comes to Target. And across the centre forward, of the back four it goes. Fabian Schär has it now. May go back to Dan Burn. In fact, it goes to Joe Willock, who's come deep to receive. Now it's with Fabian Schär. Terrible pass from Schär, straight to a Bournemouth midfield player. And Bournemouth approach the centre circle from their half. Ball through. Nice little touch that. And Bournemouth will come down this left-hand side. I think it's Tavernier. Cross looking for the far post. Nick Pope came first and was lobbed just wide from Tavernier. Just wide header. Literally a yard wide. He'd made his way into the middle. The ball came down this little flick there from Solanke was great. He got fouled in the process. Tavernier made his way into the middle. The cross came in. Nick Pope came and went back. He would never have got there. Dan Bird's marking nobody. Tavernier's in between him and Target. He gets his head to it and nods it maybe a yard and a half wide. And now Bournemouth come again. And free kick to Bournemouth, which was flagged from the linesman who couldn't see. But he gave the free kick anyway. Looks like a good tackle to me by Matt Target. But Bournemouth will have an attacking free kick on their right-hand side. Pawson obviously took the word of the assistant, but looks a fair tackle. Quarter of an hour on the clock. We'll see now. He didn't touch him. He couldn't side him and then went to his knees and ref gave a free kick. Not a touch on him whatsoever. Smith's over it. Tavernier's over it. Will Bournemouth send the big fellas up? It looked like they're going to. Very high line for Newcastle. To where they can get inside it. 15:42 on the clock, and Bournemouth have an attacking free kick. It's left to Tavernier. He floats one in, looking for a Bournemouth head. Dan Burn gets his big noggin onto it. Joe Linton wins the second one, and then the clearance wasn't clearly completed because Fraser went away from the ball. But there's pressure on the man with the ball, Smith, at the minute. Oh, sorry, it's Tavernier. And he finally gets the ball, look forward, and over the head of everyone, straight into the arms of Nick Pope, who rolls it out to Bruno Guimaraes. And we can attack from the counter here. Out wide here for Miggy. Back to Bruno. He's got a man coming on him from behind. Doesn't worry him. Plays the ball over the top, looking for the win of Isaac. And that's going to no one in particular. And it's nodded back to Neto in the Bournemouth goal. And after the promising start, the last 5 minutes or so has kind of gone a bit stale. And Bournemouth have come into the game more and actually look a bit more threatening. Now, Gary O'Neill will be pleased with the last 5 minutes or so of this game. Clearance from Neto is on Dan Burn's head. Kieran Trippier calmly plays it back to Nick Pope. Bit of pressure on him. He plays through that to Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno did miscontrol it, but there was no one on him, so he managed to turn around and re-control the ball out to Miggy here. Miggy can have a run at the defender here if he wants, but he doesn't. He plays it back to Kieran Trippier. Now Joe Linton, who's come onto the right-hand side. Trippier has it again to Miggy on the flank. Inside ball for Bruno. Nice touch that. Ball for... Yeah, no run there for me. Oh, the terrible clearance, and Miggy has it. His first touch is terrible. Still going now. Miggy might have a chance for a shot. His left foot. Weak as piss. Weak as piss. On his left foot as well. He had everything in his favour. But when it came to the shot, it scuffed along the ground. Neto had no trouble in throwing his cap on the ball, basically. But some terrible defending from Bournemouth there. Miggy should have done much better than that. Throwing to Bournemouth just about on the halfway line on the right-hand side, which Adam Smith will take. And it goes, throws it back to Smith, it goes, and he plays it down the pitch, looking for Billing, doesn't get him. Bruno gets a foot in, but a Bournemouth foot gets in also. And now it's with Kieran Trippier. Back to Fabian Schär. We'll probably go back to Trippier, will he? And now he's going to come down the bottom here for Joe Linton, who's come, as I say, onto the right-hand side of midfield for 5 minutes. Plays it for Miggy. Miggy cuts inside, on the halfway line still, then goes back the other way again. Gives it Trippier, did well. Joe Linton. Nice little ball inside from Trippier to Joe Linton. Joe Linton gets it back to Trippier. And now to Dan Burn in the centre circle. Ball forward, looking for Willock. Now out wide to Ryan Fraser. Willock's made an overlap for him, and he gives it to him. Willock crossed in left-footed, straight into the keeper's arms. But at least he tried to cross with his left foot, but straight into the keeper's arms. That's two that he's crossed in now that's gone straight to the keeper. But nice run in from Willock. Nice move. But not very potent today, Newcastle United. I've got to say, Miggy's having one of his not great days so far. Pressure was on the Bournemouth play out, and we do win the ball back with Willock. Still has it, good strength, and Willock could go back to target. In fact, he kicked inside, does really well. And he's fouled also. So we've got advantage. Could have played advantage for a little bit there, Pawson. It was Bruno, in fact, with the skills. Billing's got to get booked. That's his third one. 19 minutes in, it's his third foul. Bruno got away from Billing. Come on, Ref. You've got to give him the yellow. You've got to give him the yellow for that. Grabbing him by his shirt, pushing him over. Third foul of the game. We're only 20 minutes in. And now, it's a free kick to Newcastle. This probably is. It's a good area, actually. It's about. Let's say that's the 18-yard box. I'm going to say it's 30 yards out. The usual suspects are standing over it. Matt Target won't be taking it. It's not really left footed side. It's probably a bit too far out for his shot, if I'm being perfectly honest. Trippier is there. Bournemouth aren't even making a wall, which could kind of tempt Trippier into going for this. So no wall built by Bournemouth. Trippier flakes it to Target wide, and the header from, I think it was Schär, was pretty weak. Went into the keeper's hands. No power in it, really. 505 watching. If you all hit the like button, it'd be fantastic. Hit the thumbs up. It's free to do, so obviously it doesn't cost you anything. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing also. As I say, we're on the road to 15k. All the matches covered here on the Toon Review by myself or Paul. So you miss out on nothing Newcastle-wise on this channel. So well worth subscribe, or maybe even becoming a member, where you become a part of the Toon Review family. You get entered into competitions and things like that. That's us all over. We do have merchandise, which we'll see at half time. But at the minute, Bournemouth have a throw in deep in their own half. 20 minutes on the clock. And Eddie Howe is quite happy with what he's seen at times, but there's no potency. Isak's been very, very quiet so far. I know he's not had a lot of service, but yeah. Borders with Tavernier on that far side, back to Adam Smith. Ball inside to Mepham. Into the midfield, hoof down the pitch, looking for a run. He might get one. Target, he's fouled there, but referee plays on because Dan Burns cleaned up. Not really an advantage to Newcastle that, but we do win the ball back. Oh dear, bad touch from Joe Linton. That is a foul from Target. He will get yellow carded for that, surely, because that was quite bad. And it's on Solanke, I think. I think we'll be looking at this one. Oh no, it's not that bad. It's not as bad as it would look. Yeah, I had a proper meal of it actually. But first off, he did catch his ankle. It's not. To me, it's not a really bad foul. It looked quite bad first off. 21 on the clock, 22 in fact. It's actually Billing and he deserves it. Billing and Solanke look quite alike. Indeed. So, free kick to Bournemouth. Billing's got up. Slight limp as he's walking. "22.5 minutes on the clock. Smith's over the free kick again with Tavernier. This time's a little bit deeper. Floating in, looking for the back post. The head of Billing flicks off his head and goes for a Newcastle throw-in. Bournemouth is Billing's very kind of one of them players that gets in your face, isn't he? He's a nuisance, more of a player than being really, really good. But he does have qualities as well. He scores goals. Of course, he was in that Huddersfield side that we used to have a few battles with back in the Championship and the season when they first come up. Anyway, Newcastle are coming away with the ball. Fraser has it. Oh, that's well cut out. Last minute clearance there. Ball will go back all the way to the Neto and goal for, and needs to hoof it because there's pressure on. Long clearance. Dan Burns' head gets there over the. Now Solanke has it. It's Billing actually. God, they look alike. Even in build from a distance. Anyway, it's back with the left back of Bournemouth, who I don't know who that is. I've forgotten, but it's a throw in to Bournemouth. Zevonta. I must try and get some of the lineups here and see. Throw into Bournemouth, deep in their own half. So Mura, not Levant. What am I talking about? Anyway, Bournemouth tried to get through. Got the Bournemouth lineup in front of me. I could see what's going on. It's with Matt Target wide on the left-hand side. He's switched the play totally. Great ball to Kieran Trippier. Takes it down first time. Slid in now from the number 10, Ryan Christie, and it's gone out for throw-in, which Trippier will take right next to the manager's technical areas. Back it goes to Dan Burn. Now Matt Target on the other side. Moving Bournemouth around nicely at the minute. Ryan Fraser has it wide left into Joe Linton, who's gone back to his left-hand side place. Now Target. Square now to Dan Burn, and he'll probably come all the way to share. He does. Maybe to the bottom to Trippier, who's quite advanced. He doesn't. He goes for Willock. He played a lovely ball to Trippier. He cuts to the side and got a bit of space here now. Can move into a bit of space, and he does. It's on the far side with Matt Target, who do have space. But he lets the player come to him and plays it inside for Fraser. Now Joe Linton. Now Bruno. Bruno's first touch was horrendous, but he got away with it. Bruno's still going. Bruno, that's a foul, referee. Central. This time it is definitely free kick territory. Foul. It might be a yellow card actually for Smith here. Is it Smith or is it? Well, I think it's Mepham. Could be Mepham, but yeah, it is Mepham. Very clumsy. Central. We're about 25 yards out. This time, I think we will be having a shot for goal. And it will be Kieran Trippier, I imagine. 25.5 minutes in. Slightly right of centre. And it is 25, maybe slightly less. Trippier's organising things how he wants them, so this could be a good chance for Newcastle here. Neto is very concerned in his wall about his wall here. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bournemouth players, 2 Newcastle players. Have we got anyone lying behind it? I'm not sure if we have. Generally have. 26 on the clock. Targeting Trippier again. There's no one. Oh, there was a player down behind it, Lewis Cook. But he's not lying. He's more sitting on his haunches. But he's going to lie now, I believe. Referee's looking in the wall. Jefferson Lerma and Senesi. Trippier is looking now. Target probably favours Target, actually, but I think Trippier's going to take it. But Target doesn't look like he could be taking it. Anyway, Trippier goes first time. Oh, good save. Good save. Went for the left-hand post. Good save from Neto, and he powered it out for a corner. Did well to get across there. It was a great free kick from Trippier. Was going in the far corner. Lots of bend on it. Oh, I'm not sure if it's a save or the post, you know. Is it the post? Oh, it's the post. Is it the post? Wow, that's close. Great effort. Great effort. I think Neto may have had it covered. But Newcastle hit the woodwork. Free kick, the goal kick's been taken. There's pressure on it, and they've put it straight out of play. So the pressure's worked. Throw into Newcastle. It should be a throw into Newcastle unless he's give a free kick. He's give a throw into Bournemouth. Well, interesting. Long throw by Smith down the line, which Target wins. A header to Lerma. Miggy has it now. Now it's with Kieran Trippier. Will go square to Dan Burn, I believe, and then probably got top to Target, and there he does. Got Joe Linton ahead of him, and he's got Ryan Fraser ahead of him. Joe Linton's got it now. Joe Linton does lose out, actually, but wins it back well, really well. Ball is with Ryan Fraser now. Ryan Fraser approaching the area. Now Joe Linton inside. The ball is horrendous. Gives Joe Linton not a chance there, and Bournemouth can come on the counter here. It's 2 against 2 in the middle, now 3 against 2. Ball goes back to Smith. Forward again. Newcastle got players back now, luckily enough. That counter-attack was kind of stopped. Headed away from Burn. Overhead kick attempt there in the centre from Dominic Solanke, which went very wide. And there was definitely a likeness between him and Billy. Absolutely. Spitting image of each other. Very, bang on the edge of the penalty area. The ball, Billing again sliding in. No foul legs, he played the ball, but he did follow through on Joe Linton. Pope goes long here because obviously the Bournemouth strikers have marked the defenders, and out it goes for a throw-in to Bournemouth in their own half. But very scrappy at the minute, I've got to say. Sporadic attempts, nothing created from open play, must be said. Really, it's not good. Throw into Bournemouth, which is taken. Newcastle do have it. We're going to get an offside decision here against, I don't know who it was, but they've got a free kick in the left back area, right back area. Left back area, of course it is, which Samira will take, I imagine. Samira's pushed on, actually, and Senesi will take it. And he's going to take it long. Looking for Dennis Solanke, doesn't get anywhere near it. Joe Linton has it. Wide here for McGee, back to Trippier. And to Fabian Schär. And to Dan Burn. Half an hour on the clock. And back down here for Schär, playing keep ball between them, the two of them, Burn and Schär. Now it's with Target. Fraser plays a nice little ball inside for Joe Linton. Joe Linton's fouled. Is it Billing again by any chance? No, not this time. Jefferson Lerma with a foul this time. They're showing the fouls out now. Newcastle have a free kick. It's quickly taken. Ball is down here with Joe Willock, who's very deep in his own half. He's going to probably have to come backwards. Now he goes to Miggy on the right-hand side. Back it goes then to Trippier. Trippier's pass is charged down. It might actually be Fabian Schär's pass was charged down. Burn leaves it for Pope. Square to Burn, and Burn can come away with it. Being chased by Solanke. Ball goes to Ryan Fraser. Little floated ball down the bottom. Doesn't work, but it's a throw into Newcastle, nodded out by Mepham. And it's a throw into Newcastle, which is taken. Joe Linton takes it, cuts inside, loses out fairly as well this time. A footing from target, throw to Bournemouth. Joe Linton's not been great today either, to be honest, folks. Putting the effort in, nothing's coming off for him in a minute. The Bournemouth midfield have kind of kept him in check really well, it's got to be said. Bournemouth will be very happy with his first half an hour. No chances from open play, really. And yeah, they've kept us under check well here. Balls with Bruno Guimaraes, just coming out of the centre circle, marching forward, looking for a pass for Isak. Not a great pass. Isak doesn't make much of an effort to get to it, to be perfectly honest. Just sticks a leg out, doesn't come to him. Now he's putting a bit of pressure on Isak, trying to win the ball. And we do get it back. Willock has it, goes past one, does really well. Ball goes out then for a throw into Newcastle United, level with the penalty area, which Kieran Trippier is going to approach and take, I believe. Here he is now with the ball. Doesn't have a long throw as such, so we're looking for movement from Miggy and Willock, the two that are nearest him. He gets from Willock. Willock goes backwards to Fabian Schär, square to Dan Burn. Going to go up the top to Target with a bit of room to move into. Target has it now. Bruno Guimaraes picks it up off him, back to Burn and down to Schär. Nice possession football, going nowhere, trying to draw Bournemouth out. They're not bothered though. Wide here for Trippier, ball's too short for him, and it's slid in and cleared for a throw into Newcastle, which Trippier will take. We're back where we were a minute ago. Now it's with Miggy, back to Fabian Schär, and to Miggy again, who's come deep to receive it. Back to Dan Burn in centre circle. Ball out wide, it's a good one. Joe Linton has it. Ball inside to Bruno has it now. He's fouled there as well. Looking for the ball from Miggy in the air. He gets it. Miggy does really well to get to the ball. Neto comes out and claims. There was a foul that the referee chose to ignore. Off the ball, foul, I've got to say. Neto has it in his arm. He rolls it out. Lerma, pressure is from Newcastle. There is pressure here. Senesi has it. Now to Mura. And they can come away with it. They've managed to beat the press. Ball inside. Will Joe Linton get that? He does get that. And follow through there. Could be a bit of danger here for the player from Bournemouth. Yeah, it's a yellow card. Yellow card for Lewis Cook. No, it's not. It's Ryan Christie. Ball beat him. Joe Linton took it off and he followed through. As it stood showing here. Let's have a look. Can't really see from that angle. I'm not sure VAR will they look at this. Oh, he's lifted his feet at the last minute. I don't think he's followed through with a lot of animosity, if I'm being perfectly honest. But Newcastle have a free kick halfway inside the Bournemouth half. Trippier and Bruno over it this time. Ball's floated. It's actually played along the ground. Now it's floated in, looking for the bar, headed across. Will come to a Newcastle player. No, it doesn't. It comes to Jefferson Lerma. And he can clear it. And there's a foul there from Kieran Trippier. Bournemouth get a free kick. Not from there. Absolutely not. 20 yards further back from that. I don't know what Phil Mepham's moaning for. It's a push in the back. It's a push in the back. What are you, fuck's sake? What are they complaining for? It's a foul from Target, actually. Yeah, Target comes to the side. Not a yellow card. It's just a jump into the back. 35 minutes nearly on the clock. Bournemouth clear it. Neto takes a free kick all the way through to Nick Pope. It's going to be rolled out here to Kieran Trippier in the right back position. Inside for Joe Willock. Should go back to Fabian Schär and does. Now square for Dan Burn. Should go further up the top for Target. Target has it. Plays it down the line for Fraser. Back to Target. The pressure's on from Bournemouth here. Newcastle trying to play through it. Dan Burn's got himself into a lot of trouble. Not still backflip, but still in trouble here. We're still calling it in. We do get a goal kick out of it, though. But nice pressure from Bournemouth there. To keep us pinned in our own half. And there's a foul there, and it was about Bruno plays on. He does really well. Ball through to Joe Linton. Touch Joe Linton ain't great, but he's managed to keep hold of possession. Does really well, Joe Linton. Now wide for Miggy. Miggy being squared by Zanetti. Back for Joe Linton, who's gone in the overlap. Does well there, Joe Linton, but over pushed it too hard. Out for a goal kick. And another promising move. Ends in the final third. It's the story of Newcastle's past few weeks, let's be honest. Nothing's happening for us in the final third. The lack of goals has got to be concerning. The lack of creativity from midfield is really concerning. Plenty of effort there, not a lot of creativity. It's got to be said, and Bournemouth are quite easily holding us out in a minute. Neto takes the goal kick. Forward it goes. Billing has it. He does well to get the ball out to Tavernier. Foot in from target, but doesn't get the ball off him. Tavernier comes wide here for Zenesi. Samura. Little dummy, not bought though by the Newcastle defence, so we can come away with it. Bruno plays it out to Miggy. Miggy stops. Back it goes to Share. Square to Dan Burn. This is really pedestrian stuff from Newcastle. None of that kind of enthusiasm and endeavour that we saw against Man City today. Joe Linton has it wide left. Back it comes to Dan Burn. There's no vigour in the side. There just doesn't seem to be any, the vigour and vim that we had against, as I say earlier, City. Not there today. I guess we have to remain patient, but Bournemouth are really proving a hard nut to crack. A little bit of keep ball between the two on the right-hand side, Trippier and Miggy. Eventually ends up at the feet of Dan Burn in the centre circle. And now the ball on the other side with Target. Target looks inside for Joe Linton. Joe Linton plays it inside for Bruno, but he lost that. And Bournemouth can come away with the ball. Joe Linton, once again, very profligate with the ball. Trying to win it back and could be in trouble here. That's a yellow card. I'm not sure it is Joe Linton. It could be Bruno. Foul on Lerma. Bit of retribution for the foul earlier. Probably be a yellow card for Bruno, that I imagine. Doesn't seem to be, though. But he's not actually touched him. He's not actually touched him. Ridiculous. Anyway, the ball's deep in the Bournemouth half. They're trying to play through the press. And they're going to do it, I think. It's going to be cleared now. I'm not sure if it's a throw into Bournemouth on the wide right back against their penalty area. It's really deep in the area, in their half. Adam Smith will take it. But they'll be very happy so far. The fans trying to get behind the team at the minute. You can see the applause in the background. Seems to be a lot of empty seats that far, so I've got to say. It must be getting close to half time. They've gone for drinks and stuff. Anyway, the ball's with... can't see the sunlight's enveloping the stadium again. It's a big pump forward there from Fabian Schär. Isak did go for the ball in the air. We'll fall for... we're going to get a free kick. Foul on Isak. In the back from Mepham. And it's a free kick, but there was an advantage to be played there, I thought. Mepham looked. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just a free kick. Free kick. Target and Trippier over it again. It's no variety with the two that stand over the free kick. It's not in shooting distance, I wouldn't have thought. It's nowhere near in shooting distance. We're about 40 yards, 35 yards maybe out, wide on that left-hand side. Set piece has been really poor today, apart from the one from Trippier in the post. Target takes this one out, swinger. Absolutely horrendous. Straight out for goal kick. Not near a Newcastle United player at all. Nearly 40 minutes on the clock, guys. It's still Newcastle United 0, Bournemouth 0 at St James's Park. Eddie Howe must be concerned with what he's seeing. He must be concerned about the lack of creativity and flair in this side at the moment, because without Maxi, we look really, really easy to defend against. I've got to say. Neto takes the goal kick. Long it goes. Head of Bruno gets it. We'll go out and play with it. No, Joe Linton as well to keep it in. Just can't quite keep it in. And out it goes for throwing to Bournemouth on the far side, on that right-hand side. Halfway inside their own half. Frustration starting to set in. The players look frustrated, I've got to say. And it's no wonder why. Bruno wins the ball here. It would be a throw into Newcastle on the halfway line. Gary O'Neill would be pleased with his team so far. They've frustrated Newcastle. They've restricted us to minimal chances and none from open play. Anyway, Newcastle do have the ball, and they've lost it again. Well defended from Bournemouth on the right-hand side, and now it's with Lewis Cook. That's a bad ball and almost got cut out. Newcastle have it. Terrible defending from Bournemouth. Bruno plays it then to dummy from Willock's good to Trippier. Trippier can get a cross in. Over the top, Willock's inside. Willock, what can he do? He plays to Miggy. Still in the area. Miggy's cross is cut out off his right foot from Zamora, and it'll be a throw to Newcastle. A bit of pressure there. Trippier has it. Trippier has it back to Fabian Schär, having to come backwards always to go forwards again. Now Trippier. There's no one to beat a player. Ball down the line for Willock. Nice run from Willock. Does really well. Goes past the left back. Good tackle from the left back though. But he does win a corner. And well played, Joe Willock. He's been the one from midfield to me. It's been the most creative. Some runs going forwards. Some nice passes. Some nice link-up play. But Miggy, Fraser, and Joe Linton have been pretty poor. If it's said, got to be said. Another corner then. Dan Burn towering above everyone. Burn, Schär are both in there. So's Isak. So's Joe Linton. Kieran Trippier's going to take it. An outswinger. There it goes. In it goes. Can we get a Newcastle head in it? No, we can't. Edge of the box. Bruno balls. Smith score. Joe Linton. I think he's hit the bar. How on earth? Couldn't quite see because of the sunlight, but Trippier has it. Luckily gets it to Miggy. Miggy cuts inside. Ball inside for Bruno. Bruno's going to have to go for Joe Willock. Joe Willock's got it. Joe Willock's got it. Little cross, lot of think. Over the top. Must be a goal. Great save, Neto. Great save, Neto. Again, it's not cleared properly. Shot! Great save, Neto again. Fuck's sake. Another goalkeeper's turned into bloody Superman. The shot from Fraser from the edge of the area was a great one. But Neto made 3 great saves there in the trot. Willock was very, very, very evident in the build-up there. Terrible clearance. Fraser's 20 yards out. Brilliant save, Neto. Good grief. Flung himself to his right. To his left, actually. But, yeah, 3 times we could have scored there. But the corner's coming in. Back it comes out to Trippier again. There's bodies in the box. And it's a head injury, and I think ref's going to stop play. Oh, dear me. And it's Isak, and it's Christie. Both lying down. It looks like Isak's on his haunches at least. Does it? The referee stopped play immediately. I don't know what's going to happen here because we had a really good attacking position there. Obviously, we're not going to get that again. But Isak's down. Ryan Christie's down. Isak's actually on the dead ball line. Christie's in the penalty area, but we can see what happened here. That's interesting. Well, from that view I just saw there, 44 minutes on the clock. Isak's up, by the way. Isak made Christie made no attempt to play the ball and literally jumped into Isak then and put him out of the play. Whether it's a head injury or not, I don't know, but there's going to be no benefit to Newcastle here, unless it's going to retake the corner, which is possible, I guess. It can't be a drop ball, surely, because we're going to lose all our attacking bloody advantage here. Isak and Christie are walking around the pitch to come off it because they've got to go off because of the injury. Pawson is going to drop the ball at the feet of Miggy. And we can play on from there. And there we go. Miggy has it. Back to Trippier. Goes for a cross, which the Bournemouth player gets deflection onto. Back here with Matt Target. All the way back to Nick Pope. Dan Burn now. Bruno. Beats a player. If he loses that, we're in trouble, but he doesn't. Wide it goes. And then to Fraser. Fraser as well, actually. Goes past one. Actually, it's Joe Linton. A lot different. Joe Linton, that's a foul. And is it Billing again? Because if it is, it's his 4th one. And the card should be coming out this time. Surely, if it's Billing. 4 minutes stoppage time at the minute. Joe Linton it wasn't Billing, it was Cook. who has been booked. It's not Cook, it's Tavernier. Get it eventually. But yeah, bad foul that. And I think Joe Linton got injured after he went to the floor. I think he followed through and managed to kick Tavernier in the face. Accidentally, all of this is accidentally. With 4 minutes of injury time, and we've had a minute of that already. So we've still got 4 minutes from here. We should have. Joe Linton's up back to his feet. He is stumbling around somewhat. Yeah, Joe Linton hit the crossbar and post. Really good effort, but just the intersection. Oh, it's the post that's come back inside. How unlucky. So we've hit the post twice, and Neto's made some great saves. That's a great effort from Fraser, but good save from Neto, to be fair to him. A minute and a half minute 40 into the 4 minutes, so we've not kicked a ball in the 2 minutes almost that we've had. So we should be going all the way through to 51. By the time we start, we still haven't started playing. The Bournemouth play is still down. So free kick will be taken to Newcastle. So Tavernier's trying to make the point that Joe Linton deliberately kicked him in the face. Well, sorry, but that's absolute nonsense. Tavernier's going off the pitch now. 4 minutes. As I keep saying, 2.5 minutes have been since the ball was kicked, virtually. And I'm interested to see when the referee blows up for half time here, because it's meant to be 4 minutes of stoppage time. And we've had nearly 3 of them on the floor. Usual suspects over the ball here. Targeting Trippier. Target's last one. Well, actually, Target's Trippier's moved away, so Target will be taking this one. Going to be a cross. Nice ball, but it's hit the Bournemouth head. Target doesn't win it back. Bournemouth can come on the counter. Wide right-hand side for them. Bit of pressure on him now. Throw into Newcastle, surely. Now he's given a free kick. Pawson for a foul by Joe Linton. On Tavernier. Yeah, he's given a free kick. Amazed that FIFA employed Craig Pawson, because he's an absolutely shocking referee, isn't he? He wasn't there, was he? It was on the. They've come inside about 5 yards, but free kick will be taken. They will be taken deep. They're playing for half time now. Bournemouth would be happy with their first half's work, surely. They've kept us out. They've kept us to minimal chances. Just a little spell just before half time, which came from a set piece again, really. Where we hit the post and Neto made 2 great saves. But well played, Joe Linton. But they lose that in the end, and Bournemouth have the ball in their own half, lumped forward. Dan Burn gets there and lumps it back, looking for Isaac in the air and doesn't win anything. Willock does well to win the ball, though. Strong from Willock. Strong running from Willock. Willock cuts inside, does really well. Now plays it wide here for Miggy. On his right foot at the minute. He's obviously going to come back on his left. It's actually with Trippier. Trippier, nice little ball for Willock. Willock loses out this time. Oh, nearly win it back, but didn't quite fall for us. We want the 4 minutes to be blown now. He obviously he's not going to now, is he? Bournemouth on the attack here, then this left-hand side. Good ball inside, good cover though from Target, come across and stepped in where Dan Burn wasn't and cleared the ball out for throw-in. In the 50th minute. Probably still another minute to go. Of this drab first half, it's got to be said. 600 in the chat now. 600 in the chat. Anyone in the chat, hit the thumbs up, give us a like button, press the like button. Bournemouth have it. Bit of pressure from Willock. Willock wins the ball back, does really well. Miggy has it, and it's going to be a throw in to Bournemouth. Which is really taken by Zamora, the left back. Long he goes, looking for that Slanky, which he gets to, but can't keep it in. And it'll be a throw into Newcastle. And that indeed is the half-time whistle. No goals apiece. Been very drab. Lack of creativity. Well, I'm joined by my pal Alex. And see what his take of the first half is. Hi, Stats. How are you doing, mate?
Oh, I've got no audio. Give me a sec.
You hearing things? I can hear you.
Oh, there we go. All sorted.
What's your impression of that, mate? Wasn't great, was it?
Well, I mean, the first word is officiating again. Absolutely shocking. Just no control over the game. People are getting really dangerous with slides, banging heads. Just awful. And I'm gonna mention it now so that people can't come in retrospectively and say, "Oh, I'm only moaning about the officials after the game." So I don't know what's going to happen in the second half, but I'm moaning about it now. The officiating is terrible. It's so poor. But yeah, beyond that, we haven't been super creative. Arguably, we should be 1-0 up with that last, phase where we hit the bar and a few shots. So I think probably we don't deserve to be many up, but I think we probably deserve to be at least 1-0 up.
As regards to the officiating, I'm not sure how many fouls Philip Billings has been able to make, but he seems to have made about at least 7 or 8 first half and not been punished for any of them. Yeah,
no, I think it was Christie and someone else. I can't remember who the one that later on got. So they're on 2 yellows. So I mean, it's in our favour for the second half. They're going to be more tired. They're on 2 yellows, so they can't be quite as aggressive. I feel like we're missing Maxi hugely. I feel like Botman is a big miss, in my opinion. I think Byrne is overhitting his short passes. He's being a bit nervy and erratic. I don't know why he's doing that. It's very out of character for him. And I think we miss Botman's range of passing, and just quality on the ball against a team like Bournemouth that we need to try and break down. I thought that was the whole point in buying players like him, so we could break down these teams. I'm a bit confused.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm confused by the team starting lineup. I really am. I don't see why Botman isn't playing. We think Anderson's injured, but apart from that, I guess the team picks itself for it, isn't it? Apart from that, it's that Botman one that really rankles in my head. Why is he not playing? I don't get it.
Yeah, and just the quality of the wingers is just not there. If only we could merge Ryan Fraser and Miggy, because Fraser's got a bit of quality with his feet. He can actually cross a ball. He can strike the ball. Whereas Miggy's got all the other stuff. Miggy's got the legs, the link-up play, the technical ability. If only we could merge the two, because at the moment they're both just missing the other parts of the game. Fraser's a bore to watch with his running. His shot was good and his crossing was reasonable. But we just need more legs from him, and he's not got them. And then Miggy's crosses, he's trying, but we just need to beat the first man. It's either going into the goalkeeper's hands, or we're not beating the first man.
Message for you, Alex, from your mum. Hi, Stato, mummy is nearly home.
Yeah, she's been away for a few days on holiday, so.
Well, I'm going to leave you to talk to the audience for a minute while I run out and do what I've got to do. I shall leave you in the capable hands of Stato for his first half proper impressions.
Yeah, well, we can run down a few players, shall we? Pope's not been too busy. He had a couple of saves to make, and he had to be switched on. They were trying to aggressively press a few times, and Pope was quite alert to that. Target's had a few fouls called against him, which I don't think were fouls. And he's actually officially, I think he's done 3 or 4 fouls. So the referee should have booked him according to his own logbook, but he hasn't done that. So very bizarre. Cher's been all right, I guess. Trippier's been outstanding. Is our main outlet. Bruno quieter than I would like. I'd like him to be a bit more involved in build up, I think, with Bruno. But whenever he's been at that top end of the pitch, he's been fouled 3 times, and they were quite annoying fouls as well, to be fair to him. So I'd like to see Bruno a bit more involved. Isak's struggling a little bit physically. They're bullying him slightly. He was very, very good. He's done a couple of really good moves, good link-up play. And I think they're scared of that, and they really are digging into him quite a lot. So, but there's not a lot we can do about that. He's just going to have to battle through it and get used to it, because that's the Premier League. Joe Linton's been brilliant, as he always is. Willock with some nice driving runs. It's just not creative enough, though, is it? It's just not quite It's all right. It's all right. We're we're clearly the better team. That we're extremely dominant in possession. Not too dangerous when they come on the counter attack. We've generally got it under control, so it's not too scary. It's just that pizzazz. We're just missing that last bit of quality. I still think we should be 1-0 up. I think I possibly jinxed us last night when I mentioned keepers tend to have amazing games, and their keeper's been very focused with his coming to take and coming to claim, and made a couple of really good saves. So it's been saved by the post twice. I think we should be 1-0 up. I think we'll be fine. But Bournemouth will tire in the second half. They won't be able to be as aggressive in the tackle because of the yellow cards. And I think we win this. I think everybody else's predictions of closer to 3-0 is probably going to be more accurate than my 5-0. I was disappointed with the first sort of half an hour.
Anyway, Tony says Bournemouth will tire in the second half, just second on what you says, and that hoof to the face from Joe Linton was definitely immense. Yeah.
Well, he did roll round to hold his leg. So I think his intention was to roll around and hold his leg. That's just my opinion on it, but you never know.
Tony says, "Don't blame the ref for that, man. We were poor." I don't think Alex is
blaming a bit of both. I don't, the ref didn't cause any. The referees haven't affected the game, which is fine as long as their poor officiating doesn't affect the result. I'm not fussed. It's still really poor though. It's affected the quality of the game. It's not a fun watch because it's very stop-start, and the referee is to blame for that, to be honest. So,
Alex, what's your opinion on Isak today?
I think he's just being a bit bullied aggressively, physically. I think he's been really, really good in moments. You can see he's got a lot of quality. And then I think Bournemouth are just trying to beat him up because they know he's not used to the league yet, and it's working pretty well actually. So,
would you be happy to see Joe Linton kind of try and get forward and join him more? Because I think that would kind of stop the bullying, wouldn't it?
Yep, definitely needs to join the attack. I think it's still wingers. Ultimately, I think wingers is the issue. I mean, Miggy does 9/10 of it and is just missing that final bit. I love him. He's so close to being a good player, but he reminds me. I've said this before for people who've seen me say this before, but he reminds me of Dwight Gale from 4 or 5 years ago, where you could see so much quality in the movement, in the finishing, in the strikes, but it just something was missing. Just something for him to be able to step up. And I just feel like Miggy's always going to be that person where he's got 9/10 of it and it's just not quite enough. To have him as a squad player is outrageously good, but to have him as a starting right winger for 38 games, I'm not sure he's good enough to be a 38 game player. But Fraser, well, also isn't good enough to be a starter.
No, he's not.
But we know that.
I've got to say, I've been more impressed with Fraser than I have Miggy. I think Miggy ain't been great at all today. Elliot wants to know what's our opinions on Target. He's just a solid left back, isn't he? Just simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned when you went for a break that he arguably should have been booked according to the referees officiating because he did 3 fouls, but I think only one of them was technically a foul. So,
I agree. They're doing a bit of diving. Why is Botman on the bench? Says Elliot. We don't know.
This is exactly what we could do with.
Tony thinks he might have a niggle, but if he's got a niggle, he shouldn't be on the bench, should he?
True.
Finn be on the bench. Finn to start, in my opinion. Shane says we need Maxi Simple. Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Do.
Couldn't agree more.
This is a huge point that everybody. Well, I say everybody, not everybody. Wrong words. For the people who were concerned and whinging about Maxi for a large period of time, you can just see what we're missing without him. Having him in that left side would bring space for Willock, Isak, Bruno, Joe Linton to move into. Fraser doesn't draw defenders. It's typically a 1v1 and the defender's confident they can probably get around Fraser. Whereas Maxi, that he always draws 2 or 3 to him because he's just so dangerous.
Well, we're easier to defend, much easier to defend against, aren't we? Without Maxi in the side. Much easier to defend against. Championship scores. Swansea beat Hull 3-0. Watford 1. Sunderland 1. Wigan 0. Reading 0. Birmingham 0. Coventry 0. Burnley 1. Bristol City 1. Huddersfield 1 up against Cardiff. Luton 0 with Blackburn. 1 each Millwall with Blackpool. Steve Bruce is winning at his old club Norwich 1-0. West Brom. 1-0 Sheffield United at Preston, and 0-0 QPR Stoke. That's the championship scores. Not that we're interested really in that, except for the one game, of course. So second half, what are you expecting? Do you expect us to put... that's weird. That's very odd.
I'd be expecting us to score 2 or 3 goals in the second half, and I'd be really disappointed if we concede. So turn the screw, keep it going, 2 or 3 goals. I'd be disappointed if we don't score any more than that.
Any changes, you think? Except the obvious ones that we always see.
It's going to be the typical ones. I mean, especially because Isak's being bullied. I can see Wood coming on 65 minutes. It wouldn't surprise me. I could see like a Wood-Murphy substitution. Is Anderson on the bench? I didn't see. No, so he's obviously injured.
He's not on the bench, Ryan, unfortunately. He must have had a knock in training, so we said. Apparently the Shields Gazette said he had a knock in training. Stiff Gators would play Bruno. I wish we could play him on the right side of midfield 3 instead of sitting deeper. But we don't have anyone to play there, so he's shackled. I think Willock's been okay, though, first half. I think
he's not doing too bad. I think, personally, if I was speaking as a sort of a video game football manager type change, I would be inclined to just bring to bring Longstaff on as a 6 and push everybody further forward. I understand he's not been the best as a defensive midfielder, but we've still got Joe Linton and Bruno on the pitch. So our free kicks have been fine. Possibly indirect free kicks.
Mary says, are there any stats for how many fouls each side are receiving that the ref is not seeing? Probably not.
Well, no, that won't get logged. I can have a look at some stats, half-time stats, shall I?
Yeah, have a quick look.
Bring some of them up.
Jack Grealish came to the party today, I see. Interesting. Who was on the beach? Missed the start of the match. I missed the first 7 minutes because my Fire Stick decided to update itself for no reason. Unbelievable. Come on, Newcastle says wrong, son. Elliot says Isak needs to bulk up a bit. Hazard says you should have got Paqueta. Peace Frog says we've got no one to make killer balls. Well, we do. We've got Bruno. But it's too deep. Keep the faces, Alan. Absolutely. Paul says, can't remember seeing anyone playing the ball to Isak's feet. The crossing in from the wings isn't working. Stop doing it.
All right, I've got some stats up. So FOTMob's expected goals. So we're 0.3 and they're 0.18. So we're both not brilliant. We've got 68% possession, considerably more passes. We've committed 7 fouls. They've committed 8, but a lot of those are questionable. The one offside was from Miggy. We've had 4 corners. They've had 0 and 6 shots to 3. So, some of these chances, a lot of the shots that were really close were actually given very low XG values, such as Trippier's free kick that hit the post was only a 0.05 and Joe Linton's shot that hit the post was a 0.04. So we're not getting credited in XG for these chances either. We all know if something hits the post, it's bloody close. So,
I've got Richard Keys and Andy Gray on my screen. That's been a while. Eddie said, a lot of the moments of dominance and at 60% possession, we are likely to finish one. Well, let's hope so. Carl says, give it 20 minutes. Murphy will turn up in replacement for Fraser.
I mean, he's been pretty poor in every single substitute appearance. So maybe this is the chance for Murphy to turn up. Because he's still got legs. We know he's still got legs. So if he can get some of that confidence back, we don't need Murphy to be a worldie. If we can get something out of him this season, then it would be lovely. So maybe this is the kind of game where he can actually do something. Because he did it a few times last year. I think he was quite useful against Brighton, I believe, wasn't he?
Yeah. Paul says, sorry, but we've had bad spells with decisions. They've had extra time off and at home against a team with no manager. We need to win this game. Draws aren't good enough now. I agree with that. I think we need to start winning sharpish. Eddie says, I thought Steve Bruce a bad word, but yes, indeed. Got to say our defence looks solid again. But attacking-wise, it's been very, very poor. Yeah, we have looked solid. But like you say, the passes that Burns, especially to target, I mean, how he's been controlling some of them passes.
Yeah, I don't know why. When somebody's 10 to 15 yards in front of you, under pressure, why do you feel the need to float it up to their chest? Just pass it along the ground. Just solid hits. I've never seen Burn do this. It's this isn't like he normally does this. He never normally does this, but it's very erratic. And there are a few situations where they both got pinned into their own corner on that left side.
Yeah, and did you see the back flick he did? Burn did a back flick, something really dangerous thing to do.
Odd. And it managed to go out for a goal kick, fortunately. But
yes, I agree.
I don't like. No, this is flashbacks to a time when we were making defensive errors. I don't want to. I know we didn't make a defensive error, but tempting fate a little bit, messing about with it back there.
I agree.
I'd rather we were just a bit more careful with it. I just want Botman on. I want Botman on for the second half. I love Dan Burn, but I think we need more quality on the ball. And I think Botman is far better going forward as passes and long ball switches. I think it would help stretch the game a bit.
Well, the players are out the second half, Alex. So I'll leave you to go and watch the second half, and I'll see you at full time.
We'll see you soon. Hopefully, we're back after a win. Yeah, indeed. We'll see you soon.
See you later, mate.
Bye,
mate. So that was Alex there. The second half has kicked off, and Bournemouth have progressed the ball into our half, but we have the ball now. Bruno has it, and now back to Fabian Schär in the penalty area, and ball out here for Ryan Fraser. Does Walton play it inside for Bruno. Bruno goes past the player, actually pushed over. Referee's played on. This is one of those lenient decisions that they've kind of started doing now. But they're coming down with Tavernier. Target takes it off him. He's manhandled Target to the ground, but he's left it play on. Bournemouth are in the area. Block. And luckily enough, Newcastle got away with that one. But Bournemouth again pressing on that right-hand side. Little floaty ball over the top, which Dan Burn has been pushed quite clearly by Billing again, as always. And it's a free kick to Newcastle on the corner of the area. Once again, Philip Billing makes a foul and gets away with it. 46 minutes, just a minute of the second half has gone, folks. Still Newcastle United 0, Bournemouth 0 at St James's Park. The ball is on the far side with Fabian Schär. He'll come square for Dan Burn. Dan Burn down the bottom here for Matt Target. And Target now for Ryan Fraser. Back to Target. Probably go square to Schär. Yes, he does. And now over to Kieran Trippier on the far side with a little bit of space. And the ball goes in looking for Miggy. Now to Willock, and now back to Schär. Dan Burn has it again, level with the penalty at the centre circle. Fraser tries to play a little ball in behind, hits off the Bournemouth defender, and Newcastle have a throw in, which Matt Target will take and throws it back to Dan Burn. Floated ball for the far side, looking for Miggy. Nice pass to Miggy, takes down his chest. Now it's with Fabian Schär. Now Kieran Trippier. Inside ball's on for Bruno. He makes it. Bruno's pressured by Billing, but ball goes in. Willock. Nice play for Newcastle. Good ball. Good inside for Jolin. Fraser! Oh, just wide of the far right post. Good effort. Good bit of defending at the very bitter end there from Smith to slide across Fraser and put him off. But Fraser's shot from the left-hand quadrant was quite a good one. It only went a yard past. Nice move from Newcastle. They found the cut Bournemouth open there. The ball was behind Joe Linton. Fraser's shot just on the edge of the area, just inside it, with his right foot, trying to bend it round Neto and just bent it past the post. Very, very unfortunate. Newcastle come again. Joe Linton has it. Ball inside for Bruno Guimaraes. Now it's with Isaac. Now Bruno Guimaraes again. Square it goes to Schär. Newcastle are pressing now. Trippier has it wide on the right-hand side. Can he get across? His first time cross goes in. Header from Isaac. Joe Linton, in fact, over the bar. But Newcastle have started the second half much better, looking much more hungry, looking much more energised and attacking with vigour. And it's what we wanted to see all the first half. It took 45 minutes to get into the system. 48 on the clock. Still no goals here at St James's Park, or there at St James's Park, I should say. Goal kick from Neto. Clears it long down the pitch. Into our half. Header from Dan Burn isn't a great one. It goes to the Bournemouth player. Nice bit of skill from Lerma. He's pressured by Fraser and Target takes over. Ball for Joe Linton. Won't get that. Cuts out well from the Bournemouth player. Target steps in. The ball ricochet falls to Solanke. Solanke will lose that. He should do. No, he did well to hold on to it. And goes past two players. Goes past three. Good from Solanke. Goes from distance. Straight down the middle of the goal. Where unfortunately for us, Nick Pope was standing. And he managed to get both arms on it and take it into his midriff comfortably on the deck. But nice move from Solanke. He went past 3 players, Bruno and Joe Willock, 4-5 went off from about 20 yards. But as I say, meat and drink for the England goalkeeper, Nick Pope. Isak has a ball on the wide left, easy take off from Mepham, but he just wants to win it back out for throwing. To Bournemouth. Nice bit of fight from Isak there. First time I've seen Dominic Solanke really in an attacking sense. Throwing will be taken here. Going to be a long one from Phil Mepham. Down the line, headed away from Trippier. Mepham coming in, Kate takes it again. It's with Fabian Schär. Square for Dan Burn. And inside now for Fraser. Little ball for Target. Cuts inside Target. Does well. Can he play a pass? He can. Bruno with Billing at his heels. Ball in to Isak. First touch weren't great, but it does fall for Miggy. He's going to go wide for Trippier. Should do. He does. Trippier on his right foot. Little lofty ball in for Miggy. Take it down his left. Well watched from the Bournemouth defence. The ball is with in the left back area with Ryan Christie. Doesn't do well there, but Willock standing does well. Willock now Miggy on his right and his left plays it inside and impetus gone out the move, but out wide to Trippier. Trippier he cuts back and back to Miggy, and now Bruno. Miggy again. Bruno's managed to hold on to it. Ball out wide. Lots of space here now. Trippier, right-footed, well closed down by the left back and out for a throw-in to Newcastle. Level the penalty area. Been 5 minutes of pressure this second half so far, Newcastle. Trippier's taking the throw-in to Miggy. Comes back, all the way back now to Dan Burn. Dan Burn now will come square and he looks for, is it Fraser? It is Fraser. Ball inside. It's a terrible ball from Fraser. Terrible ball. Isak just brilliantly to win it back. Isak just fantastically. Great effort from Isak. Now he's approaching the Bournemouth players. Far side. Good ball this is too. Miggy has it. Comes just on his left block. Took too long over it. Looking for handball in Newcastle. Willock has it edge of the area. Little dink over the top. Looking for the head of Isak. Gets there, but it's a very soft header. And did well to get his head to it, in fact. But couldn't get any strength behind the ball. And it fell easily for Neto. Billings down injured. I wonder if he's fouled himself. Holding his left shin. Hobbles to his feet. For 1 minute there, it looked like Miggy was appealing for handball against Christie, but it didn't happen. Little dink from Willock did well. We're going to have a look at this. I don't think they are looking at this. Yeah, they're never going to feel it. No, the camera goes off the ball. No, he's handballed it on the floor. Very possibly handballed it on the floor, but the referee and VAR are never going to do a penalty for that. In the Monday Sundays. And the ball is thrown back to Bournemouth for the treatment to Billing. Smith has it. Now it's out here for Tavernier. Well played, though. Newcastle do win it back. Isak has it. Takes on his chest. Back to Fraser. Now it's with Willock. Now it's with Bruno. Wide it goes. Trippier. Bit casual there, Trippier. But Newcastle do get a throw in. It's constant pressure at the minute from Newcastle. Willock has it. Gives it to Bruno. Bruno goes past one. Plays it square. Isak is muscled off it there, but Willock gets the ricochet down to Fraser on his right foot. Going to look for a cross. No, he goes back to Joe Willock instead. Corner of the right-hand side there. A good ball that is. Great little ball. Cross comes in. It's too deep for everybody. Surely that is indeed. And now it's with Kieran Trippier on the far side. Ball's rolled in. Oh, dear me. It's going to be a goal kick. Kieran Trippier couldn't get to that. Ball was too hardly hit to him from Miggy. Well shepherded out from the Bournemouth defence, and it will be a goal kick to Bournemouth. So we are 53 and a half minutes into the game. No goals. Of course, if you like what you're seeing, hit the thumbs up button, give us a like, and consider subscribing to the channel if you're new here. Ball is out of play. It's going to be a Bournemouth throw. Was it a Newcastle throw? Both sides appealing for it. Vociferously, it's a Bournemouth one. Header on it by Target. Who can get there first? It's Billing. He's recovered from his injuries, marching through the middle of the pitch. Terrible pass out. Byrne cuts it out and plays it straight out of play. Not great from Byrne, that. Not great from Byrne. Like Alex, I'd like to see Botman on. Or maybe push Byrne to left back. Maybe that would work. But at the minute, well, we're going to get a throw in for that because of a bad pass from the centre half, who I forget what his name is, but we shall soon see. It's Senesi. Newcastle press now. Ball through the middle, but it's going to be cut out. Will fall for Joe Linton, about 35 yards out. Going to lose out there and does. And Bournemouth come away with it. Well, a foot from Bruno gets in, and Newcastle do reclaim the possession. In the centre circle with Dan Byrne at the moment. Square to Fabian Schär. Going to go out to Trippier on that wide right side. Back it comes. Bruno now to Willock. The Trippier's available again and receives it. Little lofty pass looking for the run of Miggy, which we find him perfectly. Miggy has to come out of the area and get onto his left. Back it goes now. Willock. Back to Trippier and now square for Bruno. A bit of space for Bruno. Takes a little time to get it under control. Fabian Schär, the centre halves are very advanced at the minute. Bruno Guimaraes looks for a pass. Good ball too. Trippier, it's Miggy. Now Willock. 11 men behind the ball here for Bournemouth. It's trying to break down this team here, and it's going to be hard to do it. Trippier has it. Cross comes in. Deflected corner ball, Newcastle. This is constant pressure at the minute. Ryan Christie did well to block that, but it's backs to the wall stuff from Bournemouth. Although we're not really getting many kind of shots on goal. It's better. It's better. That's what I will say. Trippier's about to take the corner. Big men in the box, as always. Bournemouth do have big men there too. Mepham, Senesi, Billing. Lewis Cook isn't small. Cross comes in. It's not a bad one. Can we get a Newcastle? No, we can't. Edge of the box. Fraser! Blocked! Possibly by a Newcastle player. And we're going to have a free kick, I think, for offside. Offside flag went up for some reason. We're going to see the shot again. It was cleared, edge of the box. Good position for Ryan Fraser to stand as it hits Isaac, who's in an offside position. It's a bit scruffy out at the minute. Bruno Guimaraes, a nice little culture pass to Joe Willock. Ball for Miggy, out wide for Trippier. Back for Miggy. He's got a bit of space now. He's going to cut inside, obviously. He always does. He does cut inside. Then he goes outside again. Bit of a Maradona type run from Miggy, but he's muscled off it in the end by Senesi. And Bournemouth come away with it. And a flick foot in there. Newcastle throwing. Good tackle that. Quickly taken too. Willock's down the left-hand side. Can he get a cross in? Down the right-hand side, sorry. He does get a cross in. Till we get a Newcastle head on it. Two went for the same ball. Isaac and Fraser. And actually Fraser won it in the air, but none of it's a no one in particular. 12 minutes have gone in the second half. It's still no goals. But it's better. It's better. It's whether Bournemouth will be as naive as Nottingham Forest were the first game of the season, because it's very much like that game, that day, on the opening day of the season. They don't seem to be as naive. There's constant pressure, though. Bruno back here to target. Now Fraser. Of course, that day we had Max on the pitch, so we haven't today. Going to go far. Oh, he didn't. He went inside for Willock. Willock did well. Now it's with Bruno. Square balls onto Fabian Schär. He's got a bit of space to move into Fabian Schär. Terrible pass from Fabian Schär. Look for Trippier, but totally underhit it straight to a Bournemouth defender. Too relaxed in the pass. And Bournemouth, there is pressure on the Bournemouth player from Miggy there. And the box in at the minute, but they've done really well to get out of it. Well played, Ryan Christie. Ryan Christie's beat two players there, and it's 3 against 3 at the back now. But Fraser did well to get back, but he panicked. He could have took a touch there. Bournemouth play the ball in. Trippier clears it. Miggy might claim that back. He does. Isaac loses out. And a free kick to Bournemouth for a foul by Isaac on Billing. Very soft foul, it's got to be said. Isaac had it, but he's fouled by... Get out of it. That's never a foul of the month of Sundays, referee. And you're standing a yard away. Absolute bollocks decision from Pawson. Serious to God, that was ridiculous. The free kicks. What does that say? 40 yards. Left of centre. Really soft decision that from Porter. He's let worse than that go in the game. I've got to say. Tavern is over it. So is Lewis Cook. Highlight from Newcastle again. Bit of movement from the Bournemouth player. Ball's crossed in. Nodded away by target. Back with a... just hoofed in. That's terrible for Bournemouth. Newcastle can break here. Play the right pass. Willock's got it. There's no one with him. So he has to hold it up and gives it to Trippier. Ball down the line. Looking for the running behind. Nodded away from Mepham. And Bournemouth again can come away with the ball. They're in the centre circle already. Yep. And Zamora. An hour on the clock now, folks. Bournemouth play a little triangle on the left-hand side. And now it's inside for Lewis Cook. Back it goes then to Senesi and now Mepham. And now down here for Smith. That's terrible. 5-yard pass. It overhits it. It went out for a throw to Newcastle, which Fraser's already taken. Inside it goes. Bruno brings it down his chest and gets it back to target under a bit of pressure. Now it's Dan Burn, square. It's over there to Fabian Schär. Now it's into Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno, wide out it goes, and then to target. Target, ball inside. It's awful pass. My God, that's terrible. Target has chased the play all the way across, trying to win it back, and the players did really well. He's gone through 2 players there. Tavernier. Now he's approaching the back 4. Ball inside. Has to cut back, whoever he is, I know who it is. It could be Christie. Trouble here for Newcastle. Defended by Trippier. Going to force a Bournemouth player again. Willock's on him. Miggy's on him. Miggy's pushed off the ball. Down the left-hand side, they're coming again. Senesi. Ball crossed in. 1-0 Bournemouth. 1-0 Bournemouth. And it's Billing. Wide open. Down the right. Absolutely awful. We've got a team here who's come for a draw and they're winning. First shot of the game. The ricochets went in their favour. The ball came all the way back, but they played it down the right-hand side. Trippier's... There's no offside there. The defending by Fabian Schär is horrendous, I've got to say. He's watching everything in front of him. Let him go. He's not... It's terrible for Fabian Schär. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. No one tracking back with him either. Absolutely awful defending from Newcastle. Nick Pope had no chance. Good finish. Absolutely awful. Got to say the defending there is absolutely horrendous. And Bournemouth have managed to take a 1-0 lead in a game they've had no right to be in. So let's see what we're made of. This will be interesting now. Joe Willock. Burn. And now Schär. The target that aims the ball long, looking for the header for Fraser, I've got to say. And that's what happened there. Ball is out with it for Newcastle throw-in. Joe Linton has it with Billing on his shoulder. Obviously, attacks from O'Neill to put Billing on. Ball running. He's onside here. 1-on-1 with the keeper. Miggy Almiron, what are you fucking doing? For fuck's sake, that's ridiculous. It's actually Trippier, I think. Beat the offside trap perfectly. He's 1-on-1 with the keeper. I don't know what the referee's appealing for. I don't know what's Trippier appealing for there. Is he looking for handball? Surely not. No way in God's earth they can get a penalty for that. And scored a ball. VAR, I think, are looking at it. We've seen what VAR are looking at it. So we'll see now. If Lerma's arm goes out here, I'm not sure. Trippier's cross comes in. Oh, that's handball. That's penalty. That's a penalty kick all day long. All day long. arm away from his body, hits his hand. That's a penalty kick every day of the fucking week. Trippier's onside. No offside there. So this is going to go to the penalty spot, I believe. It should do. What are they looking down there for? There's no offside. No, absolutely not offside. Played on. So they're checking the offside, which tells me it's a penalty. And it is a penalty kick. Handball from Jefferson Lerma. Very unfortunate one, you've got to say, because his hand is down by his knees, but it is away from his body. Ball comes in. It's a ridiculous rule, I've got to say, but so what? Penalty kick for Newcastle just a minute after Bournemouth taking the lead. Who's going to take this? Well, he sent me left to the screen to look at this, which means he's going to give this, surely to God. There you go. It's down, boys. It's a penalty kick. Yeah, a penalty kick. You can't see from that angle. It's the side you need to look at. You see his hand clearly directs it away. It's a penalty kick. Penalty's given. Craig Pawson had to give it. Very unfortunate for Lerma, because it's the rule is the rule. But Isak's going to step up and take this penalty, I do believe. To me, that's not a deliberate handball, but that's the rules how they are these days. Unfortunately, we've suffered from it ourselves. You know, we can't kind of turn these penalties down, especially when we're 1 down. But there you go. Bournemouth players are delaying the play. It's been kind of 3 minutes since the actual incident happened. Alexander Isak has stepped up to take the penalty against Neto. The Nike ball is placed on the spot. Isak stood in his options. 60 million quid. You'd hope he could score a penalty. So Isak steps back. Short one up, approach the ball and blasts it into the bottom right-hand corner. Get in, you fucking beauty. One apiece. And deservedly so too. Because we should never have been behind. We didn't deserve to be behind. But good spirit from Newcastle to fight back. Lucky penalty, it has to be said. But not lucky to be level, because we've been the better side. And Isak's trying to rouse the crowd into some action. And they won't need much encouragement to do that. It's a great penalty. It's gone to the keeper's right, his left, with his right foot. Fantastic penalty, one apiece. There we go. Get in there. Game has already restarted. It's back with Lewis Cook. Zanesi looking for ball inside for Billing. Joe Linton gets head on it and nods it to Bruno. Now it's with a target back to Fabian Schär. And across to the far side to Kieran Trippier. One apiece here at St James's Park. 67 on the clock. The whole rigmarole with that penalty took a good 2 or 3 minutes. So he's going to have some stoppage time too. It's with Matt Target. Ball inside for Isak. Little flick. Nobody would have onto it. Isak wins it back brilliantly. And he'll have it with himself now. He probably thinks, he goes to Willock. Isak takes it off him, man. Willock reclaims it. Now it's with Miggy. He's going to cut it inside. Goes back to Willock instead. According to the area, the ball Trippier's on if he wants it, but he goes inside for Bruno instead. He plays the ball Trippier. Low and hard across the area. Cuts out from the Bournemouth defender. Clears it for a throw into Newcastle. Level with a penalty area. Clearance from Mepham was good. But Newcastle do maintain possession in a very advanced part of the pitch. Trippier has it inside there. Ball for Willock. Good cross from Willock. Again, the Bournemouth defender stretched. Did really well to make a stop. And they can clear it now. The pressure's on and they can come on the counter because they broke the pressure. Joe Linton's trying to get goal side of the ball. Probably makes a foul there, does he? He does. He'll get a yellow card for that, I imagine. And indeed he does. Joe Linton with the yellow card. Took one for the team there because Bournemouth were on the counter and they were breaking rapidly. What a piece at St James's Park. That little minute of where we were behind. Bournemouth have the ball now. left-hand side. And good run here from the left back, but he's got inside too. Oh, just wide of the post. Shot from Tavernier. They want a corner for it. They're not going to get one. They're convinced there's a deflection there. But Bournemouth very dangerous there. The left back, yeah, that's definitely a corner. It's come off the arse of, well, maybe not. I don't know if Pope got a hand to it, but the referee's decision was the one that mattered, and it was a goal kick. And Newcastle can come from deep. Long ball from Cher, looking for the run of Isaac. He might get there, but Neto comes out and claims it. The betting odds at the minute, 28% win for Newcastle, 18 for Bournemouth, 54 for the draw. 69 minutes and 41 seconds have gone. Once again, folks, if I'm behind you, please don't be posting things on the actual on the thing, because I'm behind you. And no asking for links also. Anyway, balls with Bruno Guimaraes, now Joe Linton in the centre circle. Square it goes there now. Going to go wide to Trippier, surely he does. There's Trippier on his right foot. Can he pull a cultured pass out? Being pressured from the left back. In fact, loses the ball. Foul there in the back of Miggy. Slid through. And we're in the 70th minute now. We're going to have about a minute of applause for the late Queen. And the crowd are taking part in the fashion, which we knew we would. You know, highly respectful minute of applause for the late Queen. All sides of the ground are partaking in it. Brilliant. Ryan Fraser's off, and on comes Jacob Murphy. Very predictable. I wonder if Jacob will go. I wonder if he'll go right and push. Maybe put him right and put Fraser in. And Bruno's coming off also. Bruno's off. 70 minutes in, Longstaff's on. Well, I just said Bournemouth are dangerous, so Sean Longstaff's got to be on his mettle here. 71 gone. It's a free kick to Newcastle, wide on that right-hand side, which Kieran Trippier's going to bend in. Can we get a Newcastle head on it? Yeah, so Longstaff for Guimaraes, Murphy for Fraser. I don't know where Fraser's going to go, where Murphy's going to go, sorry. Will he go on the left and play inverted, or will he swap around? Maybe I'd go to the side for a change. Anyway, whipped in from Trippier, looking for a Newcastle head. It goes off a Bournemouthy player for a corner ball. Well defended from Mepham. Corner ball, which is going to be taken from Kieran Trippier. Ball's whipped in, outswinger, looking for a Newcastle head. He gets one this time. Oh, it could have felt more convincingly there for a Newcastle player. Could have felt for Isaac better than that. Newcastle player did get ahead on it. It was, just didn't fall right for Dan Burn for the nod down. And in the end, Neto did well to get to it, but a bit of pressure in the back now. Now Solanke's in at the back. Burn trying to get goal side, gets a foot in, great tackle. Will we get a goal kick for that, or was it corner? It was a great tackle from Burn anyway. Might be a corner. Brilliant tackle from Dan Burn. Did well to recover there. It was just a long punt from the goalkeeper straight down the pitch. Originally, Solanke did well to use his strength and get past Burn. Burn never gave up, got his foot in, long leg out, sticking out, and diverted it for a corner. Very well defended. Going to be an in-swinger from the corner from Tavernier. In it goes now, looking for Bournemouth head, doesn't get one. Newcastle clear it. Back to the Adam Smith, who just lumps it as hard and high as he can. Shouldn't really come to a Bournemouth player though, but it does. And a volley from Christie, high wide, not very handsome. Not very handsome. Quickly played out. Willock has it. He's running with the ball. Using all the space available to him. He's gone for the centre circle. Now plays it down here for Target. Target goes back to Burn. Now square to Trippier, and now Willock again, wanting the ball at every opportunity. I like it. I've liked his enthusiasm today, Willock. He's always wanted the ball, never shied away from it. Target has it now on the left-hand side. Square inside, it goes to Longstaff. Straight across the pitch there to Kieran Trippier. Kieran Trippier goes forward. Inside it goes. Wants the ball back. Might get it, but intercepted there by the Bournemouth player. Well in there from Longstaff to win the ball back, and Newcastle can come again. Almiron has it. He's come deep and he's running through space, looking for Trippier, finds him, goes on for the return. Willock receives it and will come square for Longstaff. Now he goes for Almiron instead. Almiron couldn't side onto his left. Now he goes back onto his right. Now he goes to his left. Little flick in. Isaac has it now into the area. Bit intricate play from Newcastle. Now it's with Trippier. Now it's with Isaac, who's come out the area to get it. Little ball goes in, looking for Joe Linton, overhit and cleared from Bournemouth. Now it's back with Fabian Schär. Everyone in the Bournemouth half at the minute, apart from Nick Pope. That's a great ball. Looking for Trippier. The run's there. Can he get the cross in? He doesn't even try and cross it. He controls it and plays the ball back, which ain't very good. Cuts out from Bournemouth, and they can come away with it, but not very far. Fabian Schär has it. Still in the Bournemouth half. Now it's with Trippier. Now Miggy. Miggy goes around the outside. Cuts back again. And again, well played, Miggy. Beats the player well. Ball inside. Good touch. Great first touch from Joe Willock. Was it Willook? No. Yeah, it was Willock. Great, fantastic first touch. However, the second touch, which was a shot, it was the less said about it, the better. Great first touch, but then he got one underneath it and hit it. I'm going to say into level 7. Because that's how high he got and how well he got underneath it. But he did brilliantly to get into the position. Shot, though, wasn't great. Miggy did well to get down there. But Bournemouth got away with another one. And clearance is there. It's with Fabian Schär. He'll push it wide for Miggy, who's come deep. Trippier's ahead of him, actually, at the minute. Miggy has it. Longstaff receives it. Sends to the park, and now wide for Joe Linton. Joe Linton on this left-hand side, been very quiet the last 10 or 15 minutes, Joe Linton. Back it goes now. Joe Willock. Joe Willock with a bit of trickery. Again, gives it to Matt Target and back to Willock, and now Willock again. Good ball, that's inside. Good ball. Good play from Newcastle. There's good pressure. Wide there. Trippier has a bit of space. Can he get the cross in? He can. Again, the Bournemouth player gets in the way of it. But back out to Dan Burn now. Now it's with Joe Willock. 3 men in front of him. He ain't going nowhere here, really. Quick. Might have to come back to Joe Linton. He does. Joe Linton's taking the 2-1. Little ball inside for Willock. Well played. It's in the area. Gets a cross in over the head of Isaac and behind. And a long-range shot from Trippier goes. It's from Schär. High wide. Not very handsome, but it might have been deflected and we might have a corner for this. Willock played really well in the second half. Great bit of strength and skill. The cross was deep. It was good, but deflected off Solanke. Will be a corner kick. And another set piece for Newcastle United, which Kieran Trippier will take. In it goes, looking for Newcastle head, goes over the top. Might fall here for, wide. Murphy. And what's happening here? Yeah, it's going to be a corner kick. Murphy wants a penalty, but he ain't going to get one for that. Players are down on the floor. Senesi's down injured. Will be a corner kick. 77 on the clock. Billing blocked it with his shoulder. It's not going to be a handball for that. Bit of proper pain in the arse, Billing today. Had a good game. 78 on the clock. Trippier's over. Is it Trippier or was it Target? It's Trippier. It's going to be an in-swinger. Last corner was more dangerous than the one before, the one previous. So maybe we can get something out of this. Isaac's being marked by Zemena, whatever his name is, on the left back. Big height advantage there. So maybe that's an area we can look at. The ball goes over the top of all of them. No head on it, but it goes to the far side. Miguel Almiron, back it goes now. Longstaff has it. Just one step inside the ball. Cross is not great. Back it comes. A long distance shot from Schär, which was ridiculous on the volley. Never going anywhere. Murphy back to. Well, Murphy's managed to commit a foul there. It's actually Trippier while being in possession of the ball. Interesting. Very interesting. Bournemouth are making changes now. Looks like Anthony's coming on. The winner that scored their winner last week. He's on for Marcus Tavernier. "79 minutes on the clock. One apiece. We need to get a winner here." Yeah, Tavernier's off. Anthony's on. He'll provide a bit more attacking threat for Bournemouth. So maybe O'Neill is actually going for this, and straight away he's called into action. But Dan Burn as well told him off, and played a nice ball actually to Kieran Tripp on the wide right. Miggy's received it deep, lost out, very weak, very weak. Well played from the left back. He's come inside 2, come inside 3. Christie went for the shot from distance, very poor, but well played from the Bournemouth left back. Well, I've forgotten his name, but I will get it back up now. Did really well. It's Zamura. Yeah, did really well there. Anyhow, Newcastle are in the attack now with Matt Targett, Dan Burn, and now Longstaff. Longstaff has it. Square ball. Fabian Scher's got a bit of space to move into, but he plays it for Willock instead. He turns and faces the Bournemouth half. Now it's with Miggy, who's floating around everywhere now at the minute. Inside ball for Willock. Willock's did well there. Good ball for Miggy too. Willock's gone past 2. Strength. Cross ain't great though. Far post was where he wanted, but couldn't beat the goalkeeper. Again, good strength from Willock again. So there we go. Ball's back with Newcastle again. It's a bit one-way traffic at the minute. Joe Linton to Isak. Isak inside. Murphy has it. Murphy plays it back for Joe Linton. Far pitch, side of the pitch to Fabian Scher. Again, he's got the room to move into. Now he gives it to Miggy, who's come deep. Trippier's on the far right side. Ignored him. Longstaff. Dithering with the ball. Dithering running across with it and plays it to Targett. Back inside now for Burn. Now Scher. And now Joe Willock. Joe Willock plays it for Miggy. It's a bit dithery this from Newcastle. Longstaff has it 40 yards out. Now wide for Targett. Targett cuts inside and push off the ball. The referee allows it to go ahead. And Bournemouth can come away with the ball. Down the line, looking for it. Cut out there well. Joe Linton played a dummy there and straight to we're in trouble here. Joe Linton attempted a dummy and Bournemouth on the attack. It's with Anthony. Cut inside 1, cut inside 2. Great challenge though. Ricochet again falls Bournemouth's way to the left back. Zemena. It's not Zemena, is it? What's his name? Zamura, yeah. But we have finally won the ball back, trying to get away with it, and we can't. And Bournemouth did reclaim the ball on the halfway line. It's a bit frustrating. This Mepham has it in their own half. They're happy with the point. Of course they are. But they might get all 3. They've managed to break through the defence again. Though the offside flag is up for Anthony being offside. 82 and 30 on the clock, folks. 82 and 30 on the clock. It's 1 apiece. We need 3 points. We need to look a bit more urgent. We need to stop giving the ball to Jacob Murphy. That's what someone else needs to start doing. Dear me. Terrible. Trippier has it. Inside for Willock, who wants the ball at every opportunity. Now it's Longstaff. And now Matt Targett. He comes back inside for Longstaff. Pedestrian at the minute for Newcastle, not really going forward with any great speed. Now Willock has it kind of 30 yards out. Tries one from distance. That's going nowhere but the Leeds' end. Where it's retrieved by a man with a beard and a black baseball cap, interestingly enough. Yeah, 1 apiece. Eddie Howe has no more changes to make, really, unless he brings Botman on. I don't know. I don't know if he wants to do that. Amanda and Mirdad don't look particularly happy in the stands, it has to be said. Joe Linton has it. shared as well to get the ball away from the on-rushing Anthony. Now it's with Trippier. He's pressurised from Anthony. Nutmegs him and plays it in. First time ball from Longstaff, looking for the win of Isak. It's a good one. Good ball from from Longstaff, but it ran on a bit too far. Isak was well shepherded by Jefferson Lerma, covering his back four. And out it goes for a goal kick to Bournemouth. Which Neto will take all the time and it will take him, no doubt about it. 84.5 minutes on the clock, one apiece. That's at James's Park. If you've liked what you've seen on this screen, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to it also. We're on the road to 15k, 14k so far, but we're looking forward to get to 15k very soon. And of course, we do have memberships available too. If you're doing that, it entitles you to enter competitions and things like that. And of course, super chats are available. Hit the dollar sign and just kind of give what you can. If you feel you want to, it'll be much greatly appreciated. Anyway, Newcastle on the attack at the minute. Going to be on the wide left here, where Joe Linton's found himself up against the Bournemouth right back Smith. Cuts inside, plays it to Joe Willock. Joe Willock now looking for a ball out wide to Trippier, finds him nicely. Back to Miggy. Goes in with his right foot, crosses straight on the Bournemouth head once again. This is kind of really, really frustrating and very, very predictable. It's got to be said. Longstaff now. Now it's with Target and Longstaff again. And now Joe Willock just have a bit of space. Manages to get the ball out to Trippier, who's offside. Yeah. One of them days. Bad day at the office for Newcastle United today, I'm afraid to say. $86 minutes on the clock. We need Alan St. Maximan in this side very, very quickly. They are making a change now, Bournemouth. They are taking off Ryan Christie. And they're bringing on under centre half Jack Stacey on loan from Southampton. So they are kind of shooting up shop here, Bournemouth. And they'll go to a back five, I guess. Which we saw Dortmund do the other night, and it didn't work for them. So let's hope there's kind of echo in that. We do have a super chat, $10 from Eddie. He says, determined team sometimes has to win in the last 5 minutes like Newcastle. Let's hope so. Eddie, thanks for the super chat, mate. Very much appreciated. Glad to have you with us for this rather drab game of football, that has to be said. But Bournemouth have a throw in deep in our half, adjacent with the penalty area. They will have a long throw expert, you can guarantee on that. But whether they're interested in going for a winner, it's besides the point. It's kind of, they're not going to be a long throw anyway. Newcastle managed to win the ball back anyway, but we have the ball now and in the centre circle, so we're pushing again. And it's wide on the right-hand side. With Kieran Trippier, who's playing our most advanced player on the flank now. Back inside for Joe Willock. In for Joe Linton. Back to Willock again. Probably coming inside for Longstaff this time. Little flick inside just over the top of Isak. Was unlucky. It's a nice little idea. Trying to get break for the middle. But they have a back three now, so it's not going to be easy. Jacob Murphy. Chris Wood's about to come on. They've gone to three at the back. So, do you know what? Let's match them. Let's go for it. Target has it. Going to go back to Pope. Actually, lets it go out. It's a throw into Newcastle. And the ball is with Dan Burn. Ball into Fabian Schär's path, which encourages him to go forward. He plays a ball. Nice touch there from Miggy to Trippier. There's lots of space here, Trippier. Trippier's inside there for Willock. Can Willock, once again, the cross doesn't beat the first defender. It's Murphy, in fact. Of course it is. Of course it's Jacob Murphy. Chris Wood's about to come on. And he's coming on for Joe Willock. So we are we're going 4-4-2-ish now, it looks like. It's actually for Miggy. Telling lies, Miggy. Miggy's coming off. Chris Wood's going on. 2 up top. I've not seen this for Newcastle for a while. And it's a throw in, and it looks like we are going to go longest now. We went short. Willock did well to keep the ball. Back to Trippier. Was he offside? No, he wasn't. No flag this time. Back now for Fabian Schär. Get the ball in the fucking box. We've got fucking 2 strikers on. Fanning around. Murphy's going to lose this probably. Of course he does. Of course he fucking does. Like he does every time he has the ball. And Bournemouth are on the attack. Pathetic. Pathetic. Back with Nick Pope. Calmly played away to Dan Burn. Now Sean Longstaff has it. And now Fabian Schär. And now Kieran Trippier. And this whole cycle can start again. But we've got 2 minutes left to do it. 90 minutes are almost up, guys. Joe Willock has it, just approaching. In fact, going into the Bournemouth half. Squares to Longstaff. Now down the bottom for Target. Let's see how many injury time we get. Should be quite a bit. Joe Linton has it down the wide left. 2 men on him. And 6 minutes of injury time we have. Back to Target. Did well to do that to Joe Linton. Ball goes in. We've got 2 minutes. It's well over here. It's going to be a goal kick. Overhit cross. Jacob Murphy was the one trying to get on the end of it. He was well shepherded out. Overhit cross from Longstaff. Guys, it's hard to be kind of positive and sound exciting because it really isn't. It really isn't. Apart from a brief spell in the second half, again, it's been poor in the second half. Lack of depth in the squad's going to kill us. It really is. Neto takes the goal kick. Down into the pitch it goes. Looking for Bournemouth head. Will he find one? No, it goes over the top of all of them and goes for throw-in. Excuse me, to Newcastle United. Where Dan Burn has the ball and plays it for Fabian Schär. And he's got space to move into. Every player at Bournemouth have is behind the ball at the minute. So Schär advances it. Murphy out then to Trippier. Now it's with Longstaff, and this time Willock's come to the right. Again, we're trying to long range shot from Schär. Worked once before, but didn't work today. Not very good. Not very good. They didn't close him down, but this time it went way wide, way too high to create any kind of ruptions in that Bournemouth net. It didn't happen. Bournemouth making more changes now. Yeah. This is to kill more time, obviously. Billings going off. Looks like. And so is Solanke. Unless it's just Solanke. Because they do look, it's just a haircut the same. Joe Willock's trying to urge him off, trying to push him off, and now Solanke starts to jog. They're both coming off at the same time. Well, that's handy. Jack Stevens is coming on now. Another centre half. So that's 4 defenders. That's 2. Let's say yes. And who else is coming on? It looks like Kiefer Moore to replace Solanke. More height there. So they're obviously trying to combat the height of Wood. But Newcastle do win the ball. A little flick inside. Didn't work, unfortunately, but it was a nice effort. Bournemouth clear it. Looking for the height of Kiefer Moore. Dunburn wins it. Newcastle do win the ball now. Now Joe Linton has it. Oh, dear me. He tried to get hacked down. Didn't work. Joe Linton. Wide it goes. That's a good ball. First is from Trippier. Ain't bad. Cross comes in. Looking for a Newcastle head. Ain't going to get one. And it's nodded away for a Newcastle United to throw in level with a penalty area on this left-hand side. But Isaac getting the box. No good you being there. You can give it Isaac if you want, but he didn't. Target. Back it goes. Sunlight is catching me out here. Willock has it. Little turn inside. Does well to beat the player. Advances a little bit. We'll go into Isaac. And now it's back with Willock again. Murphy looking for a cross. That's fucking awful. Absolutely awful. Overhit the cross by 3 yards. Into 94th minute we go. 94 on the clock, and it's still one apiece. Just a couple of minutes to go. Will Joe Linton get his head on that? He does. He played it back, and Longstaff goes past one, and then he's beaten in the tackle. Throw into Newcastle just inside the Bournemouth half. Dan Burn has it. Square to Share. They're going to encourage Share to come forward, are they? They do indeed, but out it goes to Trippier. Bucket's going to come. Trippier goes on the outside, gets a cross in. I can't see anything coming of this. It doesn't. It might do on his far side, though. Actually, Bournemouth do really well to get rid of that and clear it to no one in particular. Dan Burn has it. Because give it to Share, surely in the centre circle. He does. Might give it back to Dan Burn because he's got a bit of space to move into. In fact, he leaves it for Target. And Target will... It's Longstaff. Both fullbacks are pushed well forward now. Longstaff has it again. Will he come for Target? He does. Into the final minute we go. Longstaff. Have to be a late entertainment here, guys. If we're going to win this, cross goes in. No one there. And again, it's foul for Bournemouth. That's it. We win it back. Edge of the centre circle. Dan Burns marching forward. Now it's with Trippier on the wide right. Back it goes. Cross comes in. Looking for Newcastle. The keeper's come for it and claimed it well. Neto did well to take that. And that will probably be that, folks. That will probably be that. Mephams down injured. Goalkeeper clambered over him to get to the ball. But that's going to be that, folks. 95 and 42 on the clock. Not been a great game of football, let's be perfectly honest. Disappointing. Very disappointing. Neto clears it. Joe Linton challenges for it. Goes for a throw into Newcastle. Times it up on the clock. Why didn't you let us play on there, Pawson? The play's off the pitch, you cock. He stopped play. Kiefer Moore's off the pitch. We play on, and he stopped it. So what's he doing here? Well, it's not on the pitch, so it can't be a foul, can it? You fucking idiot. Dan Burns got the yellow card here for some reason. Craig Pawson's an absolute fucking joke as a referee. He really is. He stopped playing because the player was off. Injured it. How do we end up with that? What? Ridiculous. Why he stopped playing the first? I'll never know. That's ridiculous. Anyway, Newcastle are coming forward. Long, hopeful ball. Joe Linton gets ahead on it. Straight into the hands of Neto. 97 minutes are gone now, folks. That's the end of the game, I reckon. Neto's been very good for Bournemouth today. Another goalkeeper's come and played well, but in all kind of truthfulness, Bournemouth have deserved this point because we haven't been good. They've come to stifle us. They've managed to do that. Final whistle has gone. They've come to spoil. They've come to carry and kind of put us under pressure. And we went up to it today. And without Alisson Baxman in the side, we have no real threat on the flanks. Alexander Isak looks as a forlorn figure on his own up front. But we did go a goal behind. Philip Billing, poor defending from Fabian Schär, really poor. You wait till you watch it. You wait till you see it. We're just doing a Trent Alexander-Arnold and just standing there watching. Just watching the player come forward and into space and scoring. You know, down the right-hand side. Not good defending at all for Newcastle. We're in the top half of the table again, but this ain't good. It's not good. And then we had a penalty for a handball, which is quite unfortunate. Ball came across from Trippier, I believe it was. Jefferson Lerma went to block it, crouching to do it, hand by his knee, and it hit his hand. It was a penalty in today's laws. But we are back with Stato's back in the house. Flat, mate. I feel flat.
Tell me about it. Yeah, poor. We still had the energy. We were clearly the better side. We were dominant in the last 10 minutes, the final half an hour, the whole game. We were the better side, the dominant side. And the lads just don't have the creativity. I mean, Willock arguably was trying different things. He tried to get down the left, the right. He tried dragging a ball across, floating a ball in. Willock tried a few different things. I'll let him off for that. But a lot of other people, the creativity just wasn't there. I think this is the worst game in a black and white shirt for Dan Burn. I think Shared didn't do very well today at all. Both were at fault for the goal.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the point now where maybe 3 weeks ago, I think me saying we were bad at set pieces and corners was maybe a bit early. Now I think it's fair. I think it's fair to start saying, what are we doing with set pieces? It's poor. It's so, with the amount of height we've got in this squad, and the fact that Botman again has been a threat from set pieces and didn't play. Just so poor, so poor. Fraser's gone. Legs are just gone. Apart from a few shots on target, Miggy's not got that final bit. I mean, we're all right, but without Maxi, we are so one-dimensional. So one-dimensional. I mean, I don't want to go too into depth because obviously we'll do that in the review show. But I mean, Kieran Trippier today. This is the definition of being a one-dimensional team. Kieran Trippier with where is it? 118 touches from Kieran Trippier today. 16 attempted crosses, 5 successful. Everything was through Kieran Trippier. Absolutely everything. Because we've not got a different creative player on the pitch. Bruno in a deeper role stifles his creativity. Willock tried. I mean, he's 23. Tried. He was okay. I
thought he was our best player. I've got to be honest. From an attacking point of view, anyway.
Yeah, he was trying different things, and I respect that. But in terms of just positioning to receive crosses, to receive whip balls, to receive set pieces, we don't seem to have anybody at the front. The ball isn't getting. They're all sort of standing at the back post or the back end of the 6-yard box, and the balls are not reaching anyone.
No,
there's something vastly wrong. Whether we've not got a set piece coach, or if we've got one,
he ain't very good.
I mean, it's not whatever you're doing, mate. It's not bloody working, is it? There was that corner routine early on in the game that I noted where Joe Linton took a corner, a short corner routine, and then tried to get on the end of it. I like that we're trying new things.
Yeah, I enjoyed that myself, but again,
it's not working.
Went to route one again with the corners and outswings and in-swings from Trippier. Don't work. And make you a master. This is I don't know if it's a valid point or not. I'm not sure. It might be, actually. If this was Bruce in the dugout after spending all that money, he would be getting slated how as to face criticism when he deserves it. Well, that's a fair point, actually.
I think it would be a bit harsh before today's result, but now including today's result in the entirety of the season, now we have to start saying it's not good enough. One win isn't good enough. But I'm still not going. I'm not losing faith at all. I have 100% faith in the coaching staff. Because the difference is between now and before is they also agree it's not good enough, and they will be working to rectify that. That is where I'm confident. And obviously we will get Maxi back. Fingers crossed for the next game, so it will improve. We won't look one-dimensional once we've got Trippier doing that on the as from some sort of a right midfield position, and then Maxi as well. We won't look as one-dimensional. Isak will have more to feed off as well, for sure.
It's just lose one player and the whole team's creativity goes down the pan. I mean, okay, 2 players if you include Wilson, but from a creative point of view, Alison Maxman is so important to us, and people who actually wanted him to be sold earlier in the year. It's ridiculous, isn't it? And how much of a better player we are with him. Yeah,
just the space that would have been created. They were fully in sort of a 5-4-1 mode. And we were slow as well. There were a few situations. I think it was Fraser. I was screaming at Fraser early in the second half because they were in an attacking shape and they'd only got 3 defenders back. And they messed up in a passing routine. And we had a quick throw. We could have gone on the counter attack. And Fraser stood there and dilly-dallied with the ball on the side. Just a lack of game sense from a few of the lads today. Not quite in it mentally in terms of awareness of what we needed to do to try and break down a team like this. We mentioned this so much over the summer. We're in a transition now. We're not. People are paying us a bit more respect, and it's going to be harder to win. We're going to need to try and find different answers to new questions. And we didn't have any answers today. We were lucky to get the penalty, to be fair. I think it was a penalty, but it was, you've seen those also not given. So
it's a crap law, isn't it, that handball one? That's not a deliberate handball, is it? Let's be honest.
I mean, you don't know. You can never really think. You can never be 100% certain what's in the player's head at the time or whether it was instinctive, but it was fairly close to his body. It's a pretty lucky penalty. And we just need to be a bit more clinical. I mean, arguably, I point to the XG. We got 1.75 to their 0.78. So we were nearly one full goal ahead of them on XG. So we really should be winning that game. We should be. We just need our player back, because trying to break a team down like that without the creativity is just not good enough. Some of the people saying, "Well, how is not good enough?" in the chat.
Yeah. Lots
We've
of people.
We've got people like Fraser and stuff. It's not good enough. It's not good enough to break down an extremely low block away from home that's trying so hard to keep us out.
And they came for a point and got one. That's kind of all I take from that game, to be honest. And they could have had 3 without even trying to win the game. If it wasn't that penalty.
What do you mean Isak made no runs in behind? They played a back 5 who barely progressed up the pitch. And on the counter-attack, when we countered, we were too slow getting it up. I'm not having that people were too slow to run in behind. We were constantly in behind because we were whipping balls across the 6-yard box. They weren't getting to Isak is the problem. I was quite impressed with
him second half, actually. Isak, I thought once we went behind, he actually came to the fore more.
Yeah, I think he got himself back into the game, didn't he? Somebody tried a flat pass into the box to him that didn't come off, and Isak took it upon himself to go back and win the ball.
Yeah, he did.
Won the ball back and then drove us back up the pitch. Again, from a young 23-year-old striker who was getting bullied in the first half, I think he did all right. I'm nice. It's very nice to see, especially with Luke Edwards' comments a few weeks ago about his mentality after not winning that 1v1. His mentality looks fine. After getting bullied in the first half physically, he came out and I think he did okay. The penalty was beautiful. I think he hit the side netting first.
Yeah, the brilliant penalty.
So we've got some good penalty takers, that's for sure.
We have indeed. Let's go through a few comments. Obviously, people are not happy with the game, but they're not going to be. Mr. Matthew says, already right off the league this year. Not going to get into Europe. At best, top 10. Concentrate on League Cup. If we're super lucky, we could win it. The crosses are a joke, says Richard. They were
awful.
I think we agree with that. Last match on Match of the Day again. Yes, I don't think I'll be watching that again.
Surely it's got to be Villa and
that was awful as well, wasn't it?
That was worse.
Yeah, I think it was.
At least we were quite end-to-end for bits of ours. They were just shocking.
I was expecting it was going the same way as the Forest game. Unfortunately, Bournemouth weren't as naive as Forest at the back, were they?
Yeah, I'm just looking at some more stats. I mean, it's just not good enough. We had 3 times as many passes as them, 73% possession, 20 shots, only 7 on target. We got to be winning that game. There's no excuses. The lads will be angry, and I hope to God. I mean, our guest was it Matt? Our guest, the Bournemouth fan, was mentioning that Eddie Howe did lose his rag a few times at Bournemouth. I hope to God that Eddie Howe is losing his rag in that dressing room. Because I'm sorry, to have over 600 passes, over 70% possession, with the money that you're getting paid, with the training you're doing on the training ground, somebody has to try something. And some of the shots from 35 yards, it's not funny anymore, lads. Shah, you tried a 40-yard shot, mate. Your XG for that was 0. People don't score those. Like, I get it, but at some point we need to transition into, trying to score goals properly from open play and not just, we can't score worldies all the time. It's not going to happen all the time. We just need to work hard and put the right kind of work in. For 25 yards, fine, take the shot on. When you get into 40 yards, that's when I'd sub you off if I was the manager. I don't want people doing that.
No, I mean, it's lucky he got carried away with that goal against Forest, wasn't it? And
He's gone to his head a little bit. That.
Yeah, he wasn't good. He wasn't good today. I've got to say, the two centre halves I thought were very poor. But that's kind of bad day at the office. That's the first real bad game we've had. Let's be honest, this season. That's the first time I've actually felt. Just hope it doesn't follow on from that, because we've got 2 weeks off now, haven't we? So time to regroup. Time to get ASM back. Maybe Wilson also. Yeah. See who we got next. Who's our next game?
For the people, let me have a look. We have got Fulham away, and then Brentford at home.
Not easy games.
Yeah, but games we should be winning. This
I agree.
For the level we're trying to get to. I mean, arguably, I don't think it was necessarily a bad performance. Well, okay, maybe that's the wrong sentence. I don't know what way to phrase this. It was 3/4 of the performance was correct. It was just not very clinical. If you look at it from a year ago, we are dominant. That's clearly a parody account. Go away, Randy. We are dominant. We're doing the right things. I don't agree with Lascelles starting, but I think Botman definitely should have started.
If you look at Lascelles' last performance against Liverpool, I mean, if you can produce performances like that, you'd have him ahead of Share and that performance today, wouldn't you? God, it was awful today, Share.
Yeah, it wasn't great. And yeah, you can have as much possession and stats as you want. Yeah, they weren't good enough. No, I agree with that. But stats are important. They lead to the chances, they lead to the possession and the crosses and the shots. They are important. It's about the quality. So, it was about the decision making with some of those shots, the quality of the crosses, and probably I would argue the positioning of some of the lads in the box to receive the cross.
Yes, I agree.
I think this is the first time where I would suggest. Most of the time I whinge about the crosses, but I think some of it was the positioning to receive them was quite off. I have to go back and watch it again to give it a fair crack. But
you're going to go for that again? Oh dear me.
Unfortunately, yeah, I always watch games twice.
Foxy says hopefully we can get Isak playing with Wilson and ASM ASAP. Isak as a centre forward drops off too much and just watches movement when we make crosses. And look at Wilson's; it's a huge difference. I think that's a fair comment.
True.
Basically, what you just said, wasn't it?
Wilson is in the 6-yard box. He is so instinctively dangerous. He's just a predator.
John says we don't need a striker, it's wingers. We agree with that, don't we?
Yeah.
Well, one winger certainly on the right-hand side.
100%.
Hoddle and Waddle, and they were two fantastic players. Newcastle are taking too long to gel.
I don't think it's the gelling necessarily. I think we were getting to the point where we're crossing it into the 6-yard box. That's what we want. It was all there apart from that final, the quality of the ball or the quality of the finish. It just wasn't there.
Yed says Brighton was bad too. The first half we were good against Brighton. It was the second half where we were dominated really. Botman should have played Sandro. We agree. You pay £34 million for him. You want him playing. That was against Liverpool, and Parker was still a boss. Big difference. But that's right. They have definitely got a bounce from O'Neill coming in, haven't they?
They don't look very good though. I don't think they look great. I think Billing and Solanke look decent. Solanke made a nice driving run, broke through Bruno and someone else, and got a nice shot on. They've got a few good players, but they don't look particularly good. I don't think they were very impressive. Fair enough, they got a result against us, but that's very reminiscent of how we used to play. Very shithouse to try and take a point, and it doesn't work forever, as we found out once you start to drop off. If they get a Solanke and a Billing injury and their keeper doesn't have a Weldy, they're going to lose a lot of games.
No, it wasn't the first bad game. We've won one against one. We've won one game against Forest. We have won one game, but we played well in the rest of them. Let's be honest. God, we played well at Anfield. We played well at Molineux. Should have won that game. Deserved a point at Anfield. Man City at home, 3 apiece. Played well then.
Wolves away, we did fine. City and Liverpool, we did fine. 3 of those games we did very well in. I thought the performances were sufficient against Wolves, City, and Liverpool. I think they were fine. So what are the games? Forest was fine because we won. Arguably, it was a bit slow getting started. Brighton was a tough game. Brighton are a very good side, and we still got a point. We've still not. If you actually look into the context of it, on paper, a 1 win doesn't look great, but performances are still reasonably good, to be fair. I tell you, one player who I think is a huge miss right now and could have changed this game for us is John Joe Shelvey.
Yeah.
Because John Joe Shelvey starting, for those of you who don't like him, if John Joe Shelvey is a competent 6, that allows Bruno to be further forward. Then we have another outlet who can play long balls in Shelvey and Trippier. Takes the mantle off Trippier a little bit. It means Shelvey can shoulder some of that responsibility. And they don't know who to press because they don't know where the long ball's coming from. And then Bruno can be further forward and help. He could have been in some of those attacking phases with Willock and stuff further up the pitch. Could have had a bit more support. So I think we need Shelvey back.
I wonder if Willock could play on the right-hand side because he's got the skills to do it, hasn't he? I tell you what else was impressed with him. He's driving runs as well. He wasn't just beating players with skill. He was the strength of him, which we haven't seen.
He's a good box-to-box. He's just people slander him because he's not performing as well as he. People are talking about him as if he's a 26-year-old box-to-box. He's just turned 23. I think for his age, he's doing fine. But yeah, mad in the dressing room. I bet Howe's, if he's not throwing something, I'd be shocked. Like, disgraceful. Yeah, Shelvey is back running on grass. They posted it online. So that is very, very good news because if he's back doing running on grass, I don't know if he's using if he's kicking a ball yet, but he's definitely back on the training pitch. So what are we now? Mid to late September. So he might be back for a few more fixtures before we break up for the World Cup.
Yeah, it's possible. Can we see we have a base now defensively? It was a bizarre goal conceded. It was wingers we needed today. Teams are going to respect a little more now and be more organised. That's true, actually. Teams didn't used to have to come to St James's Park and do what Bournemouth had to do today. Let's be honest about that. They could come to St James's Park and take control of the pitch, and teams can't do that anymore.
Well, this is what I've tried to explain: is it's a huge transition. It's not just a transition. How do I explain this? People are now expecting us to be trying to challenge for European places. Whether you think that's 7th or 4th is up to you. But people are expecting us to kick on and be a very strong team. We've shown that against like Liverpool and City. So it's not just a transition in terms of transitioning the team to play slightly better football. It's also transitioning our players, because far more teams are going to low block against us. Far more teams are going to respect us and just shut the front door, shut the back door, part of the bus. So it's transitioning in kind of a double sense. We've got to transition our own game and start understanding how the opposition are going to treat us very differently in a really short space of time. Because people during our unbeaten run, people were going at us and leaving space. That's why we got all these goals, sort of space in behind with Willock and Murphy and Fabian Schär kicking it on to Chris Wood and all of this. Like people aren't leaving us those spaces anymore. They're giving us that respect. So it's a much bigger project than I think people realise.
Bournemouth fan in the chat. How so was that summation about Bournemouth? You got a point from a penalty today. We don't play that way every week. We adapted to the opposition, and if it wasn't for a handball, it would have worked.
I don't think that was a sour summation. I think it was an accurate summation. I think you deserved your point, and I think we didn't have the finishing quality to get any more than what we got, and we agreed that the penalty was really, really soft. But ultimately, with 73% possession and that much dominance, we expect to be winning those games. We need to be winning those 3 or 4-0. We created enough to win 3 or 4-0, and we didn't. We had a defensive lapse. 2 very uncharacteristic performances from our centre-backs today. I've not seen either Schär or Wood, but he would. That's your centre-back. Schär or Byrne have a performance like that for a long time. But Bournemouth did well. They played in a 5-4-1. They defended resiliently. They defended the balls into the box very, very well. And the counter-attacks were okay. But realistically, a lot of your build-up play was really sloppy. You kicked it out for a throw-in about 12 times. You do need to build on that if you're going to stay in the division, I think.
I don't think they should be allowed to play Billing and Solanke in the same team because they are spitting image of each other. And the amount of times I've got mixed up today, they actually look exactly the same apart. It's just they shade of the hair that's different. It's pathetic. Anyway, Bravo Mo says, do you guys agree Eddie should have made his sub sooner? Fraser and Wood should have come on earlier. Fraser should have gone off earlier, but it's who do you replace him with? Because Murphy came on and did the sum of absolutely nothing, didn't he? He was absolutely dreadful again. You've got no one to replace him with. The only sub I made possibly was Target, put Burnett left back maybe, and Botman in the centre half. That might have helped, with especially at set pieces. But I don't know. I'm just surmising.
See, the only other way we break that team down is we back off on the press and let them have more of the ball to try and find some spaces. But Eddie Howe was just never going to play that way.
Entice them to come out a bit. Yeah,
but that's just not the Eddie Howe way. He doesn't want to back off.
No,
it's just attack. But we need the quality to put the ball in the net, and it just was not there.
It wasn't. Bad day at the office. James says that was the most shambolic game of football I've seen all season. So frustrating. No matter what we did, it just wasn't good enough. Just proves that we need Maxine. We struggle without him. Here, James, you bang on with that assessment. Steve says Shelby has got no pace and can't play in front of a back four. Did you watch last season?
We won a lot of matches with him playing in precisely that role, and he did fine.
I mean, John Joe Shelby of 2 years ago, perhaps, but I think since Eddie Howe got a hold of him,
and it's possible that we might actually see a better John Joe Shelby than we've ever seen because of how fit he got in preseason. And actually, some of these pictures of him having returned to training, he still looks really, really fit. So arguably, we might see a better Shelby than we've ever seen. And he was very good at the back end of last season, so that would be great if we could.
Fox says, look, we have made signings. We have strengthened, but so have the majority of Premier League teams. Last season's form was last season. Fans have to be realistic. It's still early. Top half finish would be progress.
I mean, we're still doing fine in the standings. Let's be honest. People are writing off certain positions this early on. I mean, right. So we're looking at what people wanted. Some people wanted 6th. Some people were happy with 8th. Some top 10. So 8th place is Liverpool, who are 1 point in front of us at the start, or at this point in the weekend. 6th place is Fulham, who are 3 points in front of us at this point in the weekend. 1 and 3 points currently are not insurmountable mountains to climb and surpass. Calm down. It's fine.
Interesting comment here. Obviously, you're not a Newcastle United supporter.
Definitely not.
Can we get Steve Bruce back? You can have him back. DJ Aaron from Enigma in London, but we certainly won't be. The good news is we will not be in a relegation fight this year, says Mr. Matthews. Absolutely not. No chance of that. Randy says, how perhaps did too good and elevated the expectations too high. He's going to be judged fairly or not on last season's results. I'm not sure about that. James has not wanted to challenge for Europe, just wanted to beat teams like Bournemouth. We've only won 1 game this season. We need to sort it out and start taking our chances. Yeah, the longer this run without winning goes on, Alex, the more concerned it's got to get, surely. Because at the end of the day, it's about points, isn't it?
I mean, well, Eddie Howe mentioned this, didn't he, in his press conference about how deflated the lads were with the 0-0 against Palace, and how he told them, you don't want to feel like this again. We need to sort it out now. And unfortunately, it's continuing, which is not good. So we need to nip this in the bud, and we don't need a pretty win. We just need a win. Because we've had a few good performances and not got wins from them. So at this point, it doesn't matter anymore. At this point, we just need a win. We can have a sloppy game. We just need 3 points because the mentality is so important, as we saw last season. We could do with the mentality boost, that's for sure.
Anthony 88 said this is something we've all said on the channel before. Inverted wingers, not for me today. Very tough to impact the game of the wingers. Not the end of the world, though. Winnable game. Yeah, we've wanted that all year, haven't we? Split swapping, just something different. If we're not getting through, try something different. And we don't do it, do we? We just keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over.
Well, I mean, this is what I would love the journalists to ask in pre- and post-match press conferences. But they don't. They ask frustrating things, in my opinion. And I know we're friends with some of them, but this would be a great question to ask Eddie Howe himself, and they have the opportunity to do this. Did you not think about swapping the wingers to play some natural wingers, changing up the crosses? I agree. I think we could have done with 15 to 20 minutes of swapping Fraser and Miggy and just trying it slightly different.
Gary says, plodders, no intensity, still short of 3 or 4 quality players. I thought that Bruno would have been threading balls into Isaac, who ended up putting it wide and crosses didn't clear first man. I guess when you've got 3 centre-halves at the back, it's hard to do them threaded balls that Bruno likes to do, though, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, that as soon as that we were anywhere near the ball, they had a back 5 with a 4 straight in front of it. They definitely shut up shop as soon as it was turned over. And as for Bruno, yeah, threading it through against the back 3 is hard. Well, a back 5, and he was playing a lot deeper. Considering how much possession we had, I thought he was very deep. I thought he could have been slightly further forward. But then again, we were countered quite efficiently a couple of times, and maybe he was just being, trying to offset that.
NJ says, based on the reaction of the owners, I think they're expecting Newcastle to challenge for European places. They are absolutely not happy with this draw. Any evidence of that, NJ? I mean, we haven't heard anything from the owners at all, so I think you're only surmising there, mate.
I think the camera panned to Gadusi and Amanda when Amanda looked down at her phone. I don't think it's fair to suggest anything from that. We're not mind readers.
Carl says we need to work on corners. I think that's quite obvious.
We do.
We did one different one, like Alex said earlier, the Joe Linton one, which actually worked to a certain extent. But apart from that, it was back to the outswingers of Trippier from one side and the in-swingers from him on the other, and Target doing the same. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. We're doing better bringing on Amanda Stavey than Murphy, says James. Yep. Just saying, man, I think Isaac is part responsible for the connection. He made the wrong runs to the post on crosses and didn't create much of an option.
No, I'd agree with that. He wasn't in the greatest position to receive crosses on occasion, yeah.
But he's only been here 3 or 4 weeks,
Yeah, you can't blame him for that.
It's going to take him time.
I went back and watched that video, by the way, for anybody who was here for TTR Friday. I went back and watched that Isak signing things video. He did actually stop, talk to a couple of people, sign a few things, and then he left, presumably because he'd got somewhere to be. So I stand by my decision. Don't care. You don't have to sign everything that's in front of you. I think he was well within his rights to carry on because he did stop and sign a few things and talk. Yeah.
There's going to be some shots fired from the southwest of England, Alex. Get ready for this one.
6? Well, is that the prediction? No, I predicted 5.
Yeah, 5, that's right. Yeah, it was Paul that said 6, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to ifs and buts, but, I don't want to. I wish I could prove what we could have done with Maxi in the team. I can't. It's not possible. But performance was nearly there, just not enough.
Waffy says, well, how about Chris Wood for Almore and place Isaac on the right? Why wasn't that considered? I don't know.
We created enough to get 3 or 4 as well. We did. We got close to a 2xG with 20 shots with 73% possession. So that's exactly how. We just
hit the
post
twice. Great save from Neto 2 or 3 times. So
before you drop an F-bomb, go and actually check and watch it again before you chat shit.
Stiffgate says Shalvey is good at number 6 and in the summer was fitter than he's ever been. He didn't go on holiday and work his ass off. That's right. And he's back. I'm kidding. We love you, Annie. How did Bristol get on today? Anyone know?
I could check.
They were at Burnley, weren't they? So not an easy game. So if they come away with anything there, they've done well. Paul says our first team is top 8. It's just that we don't have any cover for injuries. Unfortunately, yeah, you're right there, Paul. I agree with that. Mike says expectation of some seems to be week to week based on performance and results. One moment Eddie is God, the next he needs to go. We play more dominant now. Teams adjust. We lack creativity. Yeah, bang on, Mike.
That is a perfect summation of everything today.
Bang on.
That is very fair.
Well said, Mike. All the way down in New Zealand. Pop says we're still 10th. +1 goal difference still, indeed. Don't get why Howard keeps playing Mig on the right when he could have played on the left today. If you did that, who plays on the right? You're asking for Murphy to play on the right, aren't you? So
Fraser didn't enjoy playing on the right. He moaned about it. So Bristol City lost 2-1 to Burnley, but they are sat 8th in the Championship, doing not too bad on 14 points. So they're well within reach of playoffs if they keep this momentum up. 19 goals. They're joint top scorers as well. Very nice. We did mention that in preseason. Actually, they'd signed some good scorers. So,
Oh, we've got the super chat from Francisco from Puerto Rico. Why the freaky Miggy hate? He had a shot on target, created several chances, helped a lot on our defence. I don't get the hate. It was his greatest game today, Francisco, to be perfectly honest. He set himself a high bar this year so far, and he fell below it today, I think. I think that's fair to say. But it was no worse than some of the others, absolutely not.
I think he held on to the ball a little bit too much on occasion. I think he was guilty of doing what Maxi used to do, which was ball hog a little bit too much. I'd have liked to have seen him release the ball a bit earlier on occasion, but I think he was all right. But yeah, I can't give him any more than an all right.
Chris says, where was Botman today? Injured or left out? Surely Howe didn't choose to leave him out. Looks like he did. Yeah. Chris, he was on the bench. So I was thinking that too. Miggy still didn't use his right foot. Put him on the left so he can cross instead of cutting back to cross. He did one move in the second half where he cut inside, then went back on the right and totally flummoxed the left back with the Z beginning his name. Can't remember his name. Zamora, what his name is. Zamora. And then the cross went straight into the keeper's arms. Of course it did. But the actual movement to get to it was fantastic. But yeah, the cross was shite. Jonah says, Shelby and Bruno not being in the squad is massive. Both of them have a passing range no other player in the squad comes close to. People need to realise our squad is still weak in depth. I think we do realise that, most of us. We should have 9 points more. VAR errors a problem, says Bill. Eddie says to play devil's advocate without one or two key players or players like Joe Linton, we are not very good. Joe Linton tried his heart today, didn't he? Didn't come off for him most of the time. I mean, they definitely put billing on Joe Linton, didn't they? Man-to-man job.
That was a tough one. I think his yellow card was very harsh. I think that was his first or second foul of the whole match, and he went for the ball. It was not malicious at all. Didn't injure the player. I thought that was a very harsh yellow card. But yeah, he struggled a little bit. I think he missed Maxi. There were a few little runs he made on the left wing in the final 10 minutes where he was sort of trying to take two on, and he looked behind him and he realised Maxi's not there. Sort of trying to play on his own. That's where Murphy was supposed to bloody be. He was fresh. I don't know where he ended up, but it wasn't
all over
there
the place.
Anyway.
He was floating around like he was Zinedine Zidane and doing absolutely nothing with the ball, though. Super chat from Saudi Arabia from Sammy Faze, 799 Saudi Arabian Real. Woodford Fraser should be the sub, not Dan Murphy.
I called that actually at the time when it happened. I just said, if we're going to play this way, if we're going to be so direct, just bring Wood on. Why not? Because whatever we were doing wasn't working anyway.
But at the end, they had 4 centre halves on, didn't they? Plus 2 left, just plus 2 fullbacks. You know, they went for a flat back 6 at the end. They brought Stacey on, Stevens on, they had Mepham, they already had Senesi, plus 2 fullbacks, plus Lerma in front of them. You know, yeah, they came for a point, all right.
TKM's not happy with me either. Well,
oh man, I
can say what I want. I'll have my own opinions.
Alex is getting on my tits, so condescending, telling people to calm down and go away. I'm not having that. You're not always right yourself. Well, he's entitled to his opinion, CKM, just as you are. That's what football's about, of course. Bournemouth Park the bus will be way more effective against sides willing to have a go. I think that's true. I think that's absolutely true. Because the lack of creativity is exposed more against this kind of side, isn't it, Alex?
Yeah, it's literally VAR Castle. Well, we agreed it was a fortunate goal, but you've seen we got robbed of many points this season, so through incorrect officiating and poor VAR decisions. In terms of breaking down a low block, we've got to learn how to do it. It's not something we've done for years. When was the last time we were a dominant team? Probably 2012. We're not used to having to do this. This is new for us. It's new for a lot of the players. A lot of these players, you've still got 4 or 5 championship standard players in the squad who are not used to breaking down a low block, being a dominant side. It's tough. Even Fraser, when he was doing very well at Bournemouth a few years ago, Bournemouth weren't a dominant team by any means.
John says, Stato said he'd be very disappointed if we conceded the goal and didn't win 3-0. What happened? We struggled.
I am very disappointed. We conceded a goal which was very avoidable. We didn't react to that in transition very well at all, and we should have scored a few more. We should have scored more. I'm so disappointed. We could have had one from open play. Arguably, we should be scoring at least one from a set piece today. So many set pieces, 8 or 9 corners. God knows how many indirect free kicks, and we hit the post twice. It's not it's not ridiculous to suggest we could have had a few more goals at all. I don't think.
Pete East, the Bournemouth fan, and welcome to the chat, Pete. You're very welcome to be here. Nice to have you with us. Eddie will get you lot into Europe, into a European spot if you keep with him. If not, we'll have him back in a heartbeat. Good luck with the rest of the season, lads. And the same to you, mate. Same to Bournemouth. Come up from the Championship. Limited resources, obviously limited availability of tickets for the ground for starters. So we kind of all hope that you do well this season also. I think the channel will echo that. And good for you for today. I think you came to spoil, you came to get a point, and you got one. So credit where credit's due. Bill Burnett says, Man U play high up the field. We will have no problem getting through them. No, we'll not play them for a while yet. Don't get why we're so adamant on scoring from crosses.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I thought that. I did question the style slightly, but...
Paul says teams are going to park the bus against us now when we're at home. We just don't have the quality in the side to unlock when they do. We do, except he's got to be fit to do it, and that's Alex and Maximan. Because once you break them down, if you break them down early doors, say Maxi does that early doors, Leicester won up at Spurs, by the way. If they score early doors, Maxi breaks them down, then they can't park the bus anymore, and the game changes. Then you're in then, aren't you? CKM Ryan says, if you're free Tuesday night, Paul hosts a fan forum where you can challenge and debate Alex if you want. Absolutely, CKM. Fans forum Tuesday night.
Indeed. Come and have a chat.
Come and join us. Dom says, how is too stubborn to stick to one tactic? Why not go two up top if you're going to put... He did in the end, didn't he? He did in the end. He brought Wood on, but it was too late.
Yeah, it was very late.
That was the first time that's happened. Let's just do a couple of last comments and we'll go. Samsonite Dove says we have 3 points after 7 games last season. Yeah, we're much better than we were last season. And Ron says Anderson wasn't there because of a slight injury. Thanks ever so much for joining. Thanks to the mods in the background. Love to you both. 3 or 4, how many of you was there today? Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Alex, for coming on at halftime and at the end of the game to give us your learned opinion. All that remains for me to say is we shall be back tomorrow night at 8:30 for the review game, which will be very interesting. 2 of us will be there alongside Paul and Danny, who were at the match today. But until then, have a great weekend. The rest of Saturday and Sunday to go before that. We'll see you tomorrow night at 8:30 for that. Till then, away the lads and lasses.